happening more of your to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepan, gradually, my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio to spoon. To spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah! Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today? Spoon TV. Spoon. Yes, what you about today? Spoon. Spoon TV. Spoon. Ba-da-ba-da-da-da. Spoon. Skiddy-biddy-biddy-da-ba-do.
Yes, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening more of your to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepan, gradually, my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio to spoon. To spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah! Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you about today?
Spoon.
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Ba-da-ba-da-da.
deba. Skibidi bidi dabado.
Yeah, right.
He posted, and after Martin came up, and he said that he was taking some money back, that he felt he should not have gotten. But what exactly was that? What money did he get? What money did you people get out? He felt that it was illegal and he was taking back.
So the thing is simple. The question is not for me. The question is for our colleague Amara Cornell to say what money he received and what did he take back and where's the evidence that he took it back. Listen journalism in the country. So now you post on social media, your friend carry money back, what you own to.
So Senator, can you state for the record that you people never...
For the retreat?
Yeah.
We didn't take money. For the retreat, we keep saying, we didn't take money for retreat. How many times money, you know, when people don't believe people, anytime you say somebody, they don't have time. What put mine is mirror. We did not get money for the retreat. And I'm sure that's what Amara probably has understood. That is why maybe he has not refunded. Maybe he did, but I haven't seen the deposit slip. Because if he refunding money, government money, there must be a purpose and a line item from the budget that you return. Maybe he's got a clear understanding. Maybe he deposited it and he's keeping the deposit slip. Maybe he has gotten the understanding, he has not refunded because we did not get money for the retreat.
So in the same...
Saturday, Sunday, the media in the country that were there saw the Senate in church at the Worldwide Vision Church in Governmental. The Senate was in church. Senator Sarah Joseph, Senator Lauren, Senator Dillon, Senator Ellis Tyler, Senator Free Moy, Senator Daba Babla, Senator, you name them. We all were in church. We made a contribution to the church of $10,000 US, even out of the amount. $10,000 US. The Senate leadership spoke, and Prince Moise, as chairman of Ways and Means, Evan Snow was there, Christian Duncan was there, and you name them. We all were there, senators. And so
Mr. Former President, maybe you were not sleeping. You were very awake. But how come you didn't know all the things that were happening around you? I doubt whether you even understand this country, even though you led it for 6 years. I doubt whether you even knew what was happening around you, or whether you know what's happening now. And we listen to you, see the lack of understanding of what it means to run a country. So no wonder why, true that you were not sleeping according to you, the country sank to where it was. At no time in the history of this country, the leaders of our country could just be sanctioned left and right. But our most respectable partner, the United States, you were not sleeping, you were awake. This place became a dumping site for cooch and other harmful substances. You were not sleeping. Corruption reached its zenith under your leadership. You were firmly awake and not sleeping. But auditors were being murdered in cold blood, and your government could not act. Your eyes were wide open. But civil servants who were already underpaid were reduced to beggars to harmonize their salary. You were not sleeping, but every government institution we've inherited, including where I stand, the Ministry of Information, looks like a dumb site. With your eyes wide open, put our country almost on the verge of being a failed state. Yes, Mr. Former President, you said this is not a change we wanted. But how could it not be? When you came with your change, in 6 months, you built 47 condominiums. Honor your change. President Bwaka is almost at 6 months, he's not built one. He said the president is appointing people based on nepotism. Your former chairman told us how you appointed people. You see, President, our orientation is different. We want to respect you. We want to respect all our former leaders. Don't push us. When you want to be dirty, we can do it greater than you. Let's keep our governance process civil. Sometimes if you don't understand the space that you're in, you created a big problem here that we are committed to fix. In 5 months, President Bwaka is bringing in 285 pieces of yellow machines that will make our roads possible, clear farmland for our people. That's practically something that the people will feel, the country will feel.
They are still there.
In 5 months,
And
they know you abandon rate.
we have to respect the laws of the republic. That's what we did. When I was in power, they tell me that no, this is a tenure position, you cannot move the person until the tenure expire. So be it. That's the law. We can break the law. So I hope that the government will take heed. It's important to respect the law of the republic. We're not a democratic period, so we need to respect the law. All we look for is to respect the law, and that's what we did. So, when you are angry and you elect the wrong people, thinking that they are the saviors, is wrong. You understand? We were in opposition before. If you employ poor people that have the minimum, and somebody come to power and believe that because they associate with other people, they have to be taking on job. This is very bad. That's not good. No leader can do that, you know. And what, $50 job, $100 job? You mean the government that come to power, that came to rescue, cannot even give a $50, $100 job, lead a citizen on that job? This is wrong. It's wrong. It be everything that they're doing wrong, and we know that. You know, but again, the peace of Liberia is the most important. It's the most important, and that's why we in accordance with the law. You know, this is wrong. People supported the Unity Party. I came to power. I left them there. These are citizens of the country. But you can employ a Senegalese man, and you refuse to employ a Liberian. Is that what it is? No, it's wrong. It's wrong. Everything that they're doing is wrong. Maybe the disrespect is wrong. Breaking our laws is wrong. And the old men know that. Waka know that. Waka know that. When we were there, the Waka, we used to go to him, even fee Waka because of his title. You know what I'm saying? Make him comfortable because of a title. But you see what he's doing. You get a lot of gangsters around here and thinking that Liberia is afraid of gangsters. It's a lie. It's a lie. Always kept the peace of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay.
During Ellen time, I've kept the peace. During President Dota, I kept the peace. Amos Soyota, I kept the peace. Chancellor, I kept the peace. I have never broken anything in this country. I work for peace in our country, and I'm on record. Even the United Nations know that I work for peace. So I'm not trying to break the peace. What I'm telling you that those people that say they came to rescue us, they are breaking the laws of the Republic, and it is wrong. If you can't see it, it is wrong. It is wrong. Because in the government that I serve, tenure position was respected. Today, you can say that you're taking the person off because he associated with somebody. No, but you see, we are different. The respect I have for Ellen Johnson said, I kept that respect. And the respect I kept for her, to respect the laws of the Republic. I even worked with Ellen Johnson as a peace ambassador. You understand? So, I don't have a issue of keeping the peace of the country. Of course, we are peaceful. But we will not allow people to break our laws and then intimidate people and we just sit. That would never happen. You know, we're in opposition. Ellen Johnson, Madam Ellen Johnson said, let me give her the respect because that's somebody that I respect so much. She did some things that we disagreed and we went to her and spoke to her. By the rule of law, you know, we have the right to protest, and we protest. We went to Ellen, and she understood that. She came on the table and we talked. You understand? They're respecting leaders that are traveling, and you refuse for them to use the laws that they built, and Liberia said that and say, yeah, it's right. No, it's not right. If the Bwaka man, he was not even president, and we give you a VIP all the time you're traveling. What you're doing is wrong, and you need to wake up. Those things are wrong. Those things are wrong. Everybody said that. You want that change? Bwaka was not a change. Bwaka was never the change. Those few people that believe that all the years, almost 171 years, they left this country, they wanted to come back because of where they were, there was no greener pasture. They think that they can get in Liberia and last say they came for a change. There's never came for a change. Why they changing? To break the laws is why they changing? No. There will be a period and we will check. But again, like I said to all citizens, and that's why you saw today, in the rain, go to have your epidemic. Liberia shine amongst a great nation. So what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So the disrespect to our citizens is wrong. It's wrong. You know, it's wrong. Respect the law. And I did not bring 10 jobs. We met it. The Unity Party left it with us, and we respected it. So what's going on? Is it that Bwaka angry because during any time there were 10 jobs, and he want to break it because you are not happy? Is that why he's saying to us? Because the 10 job, I didn't do it. I made it there, and I respected the laws of the republic.
As a former president, maybe you were not sleeping.
And also,
how come you didn't know all the things that were happening around you? I doubt whether you even understand this country. Even though you led it for 6 years, I doubt whether you even knew what was happening around you, or whether you know what's happening now. I will listen to you, see the lack of understanding of what it means to run a country. So no wonder why, true that you were not sleeping according to you, the country sank to where it was. At no time in the history of this country that leaders of our country could just be sanctioned left and right. That our most respectable partner, the United States, you were not sleeping, you were awake. This place became a dumping site for cooch and other harmful substances. You were not sleeping. Corruption reached its zenith under your leadership. You were firmly awake and not sleeping. Auditors were being murdered in cold blood, and your government could not act. Your eyes were wide open. The civil servants who were already underpaid were reduced to beggars to harmonize their salary. You were not sleeping, but every government institution we've inherited, including where I stand, the Ministry of Information, looks like a dump site. With your eyes wide open, put our country almost on the verge of being a failed state. Yes, Mr. Former President, you said this is not a change we wanted. But how could it not be? When you came with your change, in 6 months, you built 47 condominiums. Honor your change. President Bwaka is almost at 6 months, he's not built one. He said the president is appointing people based on nepotism. Your former chairman told us how you appointed people. You see, President, our orientation is different. We want to respect you. We want to respect all our former leaders. Don't push us. When you want to be dirty, we can do it greater than you. Let's keep our governance process civil. Sometimes if you don't understand the space that you're in, you created a big problem here that we are committed to fix. In 5 months,
It's happening more than to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry to spoon.
Okay, so Tonto Spoon, you want to know what's happening in the ministry? When politicians want to make the decision, when the policymakers want to break the news, they want to engage with the audience. They want to speak their minds to the Liberian people. This is where they break the news. This is where you get authentic information, objective analysis with our diverse panel every single time. I'd like to say welcome. Thanks for joining us again on the first edition of the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon for this week. So welcome to our folks across Liberia on 7 frequencies across the country. Thanks for joining us tonight. Many thanks to the folks across the internet on Facebook, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV, and also on YouTube, Spoon Talk Live. I want to say thanks to all of you for joining us tonight. Of course, it's going to be a great show, great conversation coming up, a lot to talk about. I see the folks already said, and just kindly share the program as you come on tonight. We ask you to please share the show. So we have a great conversation tonight. Let me bring the team on. I see
Mr. Francis Jabate is here tonight. Let me bring Mr. Jabate on. Welcome to the show, Francis. It's good to see you.
Nelson, thanks, man. Yeah, good to see you too. Good morning to our people in Liberia. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. How's it going, man?
Yes, sir. We're doing good, and it's a great thing that we're here again tonight to deliver for our people, to let the Liberian people know what's happening. But let me bring Desmond on. I see he's already logged on in the background. Desmond, thanks for joining us tonight, man. It's good to have you on. No, you are muted, Desmond.
Well,
Desmond,
thank you for
can you
having
hear
me.
me?
Hi. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys
Okay.
for having me today.
Am
I just look forward to the discussion.
Is there a delay with your audio, Desmond? Is I'm getting something. Francis,
No.
are you
What happened was I was receiving a call. Can you hear me?
okay? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was receiving a call, and the call usually come through my computer as well once my phone is close by.
Okay.
So yeah, just glad to be here today to join this discussion and see what we can bring to the discourse. Francis, I just gonna worry using the back Saki.
Yeah, I know why Francis got our team from Sagi. Look, Francis.
Saki,
The
man flipping the script on us.
Listen,
we got quality shop. We can't keep saying Sake Mo Tree Boys. Just
come
say
on,
Saki.
come on. And guess what? We have
Now I get it.
We have,
Sake Mo Tree Boys.
come on,
I
man.
see.
Don't be referring to how many that those are brothers, very intellectual guys with different views. But Cindy is joining us from the US for the first time since he embarked on his vacation. The man has been touring the world, he's been documenting his trip as well. And the man said, listen, he said, Nelson, the videos I have about Liberia will sell Liberia to the rest of the world. JMB is doing well. I said, but you can be a good PR specialist for this government.
Yeah, because we got terrible PR.
Nelson,
So I will say it will do better.
You can hire people. You don't get people jobs, so don't worry, Cindy, you'll soon get hired.
Look at you, I'm digging.
I don't want a government job.
Oh, you want government job? But Cindy, it's good to have you on tonight, man.
It's good to be here. Good evening. Yeah, finally I can say good evening again. I joined the last time from Liberia and then Rwanda. It was good morning for that side. Yeah, so good evening from here.
Yeah, you had love and you made it to studio.
I did, man. That thing first, you can't do it.
You can try it.
Yeah,
everybody
can try.
Why would I not do it?
Go
guys.
try.
I mean, for instance, you can make it, but you can already sleep like that. We're on call, sleep at the man was here, the man snowing.
What's the last time someone sleeping on the show? What's the last time I slept on the show?
That's what we have in the background.
I send you a live in studio sleeping.
Look, I was sleeping.
GB hit the main studio that day, man.
Come on, guys. Come on. Guess what we have in the background? For a very long time, over several months, all the men fans have been asking for him.
John Widow?
Nice.
Someone say Heinz? No, man, not Heinz.
Yeah.
Not
Josh Widow. Wow.
Mickey?
What? Who?
Mickey?
Maggie? No, not Maggie. No, I want the people in the comment section. I want the people in the comment section to guess. Because this is one of the panelists that started the late night show. I will not say he or she because when I say he,
you said he earlier.
No, I said guess who we have in the background.
You never said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that Josh.
That Josh? You sure that Josh?
That Josh Widow.
Not Josh. That Josh best friend.
That is sugar man?
No. Let somebody say Nujnu say Josh. Oh, wow. Nujnu, you miss it. The person get turned. When people talking something on the show, they say doing the person in town.
Hold on, Raymond.
Let me bring Raymond on.
Raymond.
Okay, somebody got it right.
Yeah.
Don't say Raymond. Yeah.
Well,
Raymond, it's good to have you on tonight.
It's always a pleasure being here, and I don't blame any of the panelists because I'm a low profile dude, so nobody will guess me.
Look at you.
But it's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure being here, especially sharing the same platform with you, noble fellows. And we wait our ladies to join us.
So, but Raymond, first question is, why do people always say on the show doing Raymond Nathan? Who brought that? I think it was Mobile who brought that. Doing Raymond Nathan, you know, that thing used to happen. Why? What happened to you?
I think Mobile brought that because I'm one of those who will make reference to historical events in our time when we're discussing the issues. I try to compare and contrast where we are, where we come from, and how we got here. So making reference to a lot of those historical events, Mobile see, okay, this guy has to be one of the guys of the war. I would think so.
Certainly, man. But it's good to have you on set tonight after a very long time. It's a good thing that you're here tonight, Raymond. And I want to welcome you to the show tonight. And finally, I see Rudolph in the background. Rudolph, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
Thank you, Nelson. It's good to be here. Oh, wow. Welcome back, Sandy and Raymond.
No more research from me. No more research.
I mean, Sandy looks different. I mean, Sandy came back from Labrador with a whole different formation. You see that, man?
That's it.
And looking at one, I mean, fresh young guy who
fresh dollar bill, man. Fresh dollar bill.
I can tell you the reason why the man been eating all organic food, freshly harvested and prepared. So they are re-energizing. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's good to be here again with you guys, though. You guys were all amazed so much.
Yeah.
And so, guys, let me disclose this, man. I was in Minnesota the other day, man. A party with Rudolph, man. It was cool meeting my brother.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was nice meeting you.
Yeah, travel all over the country.
Yeah. So I want to tell the rest of the thing that happened that day, maybe, you know, because I have my cameras mounted, and Rudolph was overly social, but that's another discussion. I want to welcome everyone to the show tonight.
Mm-hmm. We're all understand Rudolph is a sociable dude, so yeah.
No, but you see the guy you know.
He make him vibe.
Man, I am conscious that I'm a young man despite everything.
Megan to all, yeah. But it's a good thing that we're here tonight. Yes, a great show. We can assure our folks out there. We ask the folks to keep sharing the show as we take them through another edition of the program. As usual, we will want to provide the updates, bring our people up to speed with some of what's happening in the country, what Liberians are talking about, the issues making it in the news, and a whole lot here tonight. And so again, I want to welcome everyone. As usual, we'll go to the comment section and recognize a few people which we will do. But I don't know. Okay, so can we take a few of them? Maybe just a few persons in the comment section. Francis, you want to do that? Do a few. Yes, we can do maybe 3, and Sandy, and then we just move to our
Hipko Kasi, Unse Laver Bondo, Moses Momolu, Aliyu G. Passaway, James Kroma, Isaac Kuya, Spencer A. Weir Senior, Jotan G. Yanko, Alice Bam, don't about jumping over Madina Cruz. I can't pronounce the first name. They put it in between intentionally. I don't know name over there, that first name, but the middle name is Madina and the last name Cruz. Gabriel Boyma, Hashim Famula, our own brother Nathaniel K. Hill. Thanks, bro, for the artwork. You got skills, bro. I received it today. I think our brother called Natana BK, Natana CC Jr. Guy's a very good artist. I'll show you what he did for me. Joseph Colley.
Nathaniel did one for me as well. I will share it. I'm going to share that.
Sure, man. If you need artwork, contact Nathaniel, man. The guy's a good artist.
Yeah, put all the artwork together. Let's share it.
Mine today.
Yeah.
Joseph Colley, Lasso, Connor. Yeah. Welcome to all you guys. Who's going up next?
Desmond, you want to take a few? Let's just.
Let me see where he stopped at. Will it be? I can stop from Will it. Is that fine?
Yeah, anywhere.
Okay. William B. Morris, Emmanuel. Tanka Jabwad. Sorry. Emmanuel, I can say that. Tabajua. Emmanuel Tabajua. Thank you. Lovett Bondo. Joseph Colley. My man, stop laughing. Lasso Kone. Lasso Kone is twice, man. Neil Brown and man get 2 accounts. You have to come watch us. Where to go, Lasso? Connor Davis. Noosh, Hashim Formula.
Okay.
Yeah. So this thing, it seems people just repeating now at this point.
Yeah.
And that first thing that you couldn't pronounce was Pedro Wow.
Okay. It seems you know that person though.
No, I don't know that person.
Cindy, you want to take a few?
Let me start from the lower end here. Preston Bill, I believe the last name is GT. Preston, good evening from my end. Our man Lane. Lane, how you doing? It's good to see you here. I also see Eric McGill. Eric, how you doing? Gertrude, I will not try with the last name, but you know who you are. Gertrude Kuyati. Thank you, Francis. Gertrude, how you doing, man? Ash Bell Ebenezer, is that Pele Green? How you doing? And Vasco, we're waiting for you. I'll stop here.
I was looking forward to that because I thought all of you guys were intentionally dodging Vasco's comment. Vasco said you guys are taking over the show, but he's coming for you guys. Raymond, you want to pick a few just before we kick the ball rolling?
Please skip me. I'm using my computer and I'm using full screen. I try to check as the comment section. I couldn't. For some reason, I'm not tech savvy.
Okay, during Raymond time, they saw waiting or not. Okay, so I think we can go straight into the show now.
Let me just welcome Madam Ruth Gobert. Please, I just had to do that.
Yeah, sure.
But I think she just joined because that woman, she's our best. I don't even know how to, but she's our biggest fan, our biggest critics too. So yeah, Ruth Gobert, welcome.
Thank you. And
thank you,
Vakabina Magic to read. Thanks for joining us tonight. So it's a whole lot happening across the country, and we don't have the luxury of time to dive into all of the issues tonight. But just for the quick update we have to provide here tonight, and now a lot of you are aware that this yellow machine conversation is going on across the country. There are different concerns that even some of the lawmakers are raising relative to that, and that conversation is going on. And you have the government of Liberia is expected to announce. Most of you are aware that the A in the arrest stands for agriculture. So the government is expected to announce the 6-year agriculture plan of the country on Wednesday. So this plan, according to the agriculture minister, Dr. Nuta, is going to expand agricultural activities across the country, targeting the production of rice, vegetable, and other food that we Liberians eat on an everyday basis, and provide a space where we will not just feed ourselves, but at least be able to extend. Maybe see Liberia as a country that will start to export in the not too distant future. So what exactly is it that's contained in that plan? The agriculture minister is the agriculture ministry is going to unveil that to the Liberian people on Wednesday. So people in Grand Crew County, some of the citizens in Grand Crew and Bon counties, and some of the southeastern counties are hailing President Boakai since the pronouncement was made with respect to the earth moving equipment across the country. And one of the reasons is that that part of the country is usually cut off from the entire country, usually during the rainy season. I think Raymond knows exactly what I'm talking about because he worked closely with most of those road projects across the country when he was in here. So they've been lavishing praises on the current president, this current administration. What does that mean for um, the CDC, for example, that region being the CDC stronghold, the place where they were able to accumulate a huge numbers, should it even be about the politics now, or should it be about the national development plan and what the government intends to do, how it's going to have a trickle down effect on the ordinary Liberian people? Well, that's another side of it. Now, coming back to other issues here, there was a survey conducted by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crimes, and that survey reveals that 1.5 million Liberians are consuming one or two kinds of drugs or dangerous substance or substance. But again, you know, this report is coming up at a time when the fight against drugs is something that this government says is taking very seriously. The report is coming up at a time when even the president of the country has done his drug test. Did the drug test in any way, has it helped in the fight against drugs in the first place? And as Liberians are going through this report, there are just so many questions coming through the minds of citizens, especially given the fact that the president, even before taking office on the 22nd of January, has been very much concerned about the fight against drugs in the country. Well, the issue of same-sex marriage and all of those things in the Methodist Church is a conversation that's still ongoing. The Bishop Emeritus is saying that uh, uh, the Bishop Emeritus of the United Methodist Church is saying that uh, only the Liberian Annual Conference has the authority to allow same-sex marriage in the church, and not some international convention that their bishop went for. There was a protest recently in the at the Ganta branch of the United Methodist, and the folks were seriously protesting against that. That's another conversation that's ongoing, and so a lot more. Uh, but based on the limited time we have, I think we can come back to just do our openings officially, and then we can go into the conversations for tonight. Maybe we can start with you, uh, Francis. Just 1 minute, and let's try to just be as succinct as we can, so we move around the table. Yeah, opening, sir.
Yeah, I know it's good to be back after a couple of days, man. This past, this last Wednesday, I took my family to Canada, to the Niagara Falls. While over there, something hit me. Like our people, our officials in Liberia, the people want to keep our people suffering. Niagara Falls is probably the largest falls in the world, so there's no way I'm going to compare it with that of Patawi. But the reason I'm bringing this up is when you create an attraction where people want to visit, you generate a lot of revenue. There's a wine that we drink with our orange juice to make mimosa, right? In New Jersey, I bought that wine for $8 a bottle. At the falls, it was $22. But you think I did not buy it? I did. I had no other choice. I was already there. And that place, people from all over the world come to visit the fall. That particular city in Canada makes every weekend or every week probably over $5 million from hotels to souvenirs to just different attractions. Patari Waterfall is right down there. Our people need to be creative. They need to be innovative. Develop that place. And you can even sell chicken for $50 there that people can sell for $5 in Monserrato, and people will buy it. You know, so our people just need to be creative. Money in our country, we don't need government for everything. Let them put money over there. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis. Desmond, your opening quickly.
Yeah, so I'll use just 1 minute to talk about this. Raymond, I never met you before, and everybody else. And Sandy, I think it's my first time on the show, you guys. Nice to meet you guys. For the topics today, I just wanted to have a discussion, keep it down. I want to save my time. There's a lot of things going on to discuss, and I'll keep it from there. Look forward to the discussion.
Okay, thank you. Sandy?
Well, thank you, Desmond, for giving me the rest of your time, because I have a lot on my mind. But it's good to share the platform with you. Yes, it's my first time with you as well. Nelson, I want to join the people from the Southeast to tell the president thank you. The president and his team, thank you for the role condition there. I think when I appeared the last time I talked about it. So now that our people are talking about it, I also want to join them. There is no way, around the rainy season that you will even want to take or pick a truck, to Grange there. You would probably spend like 3-4 days on the road. I was brave to take my brand new Chevy Cruze, a sport car, from Morovia all the way to Zredro. When you leave the quota, in fact, the Dusty Road at that point was better than the quota road. I'm not joking. So it was that good. So again, we want to tell the president thank you. There's a joke in Grange there now. You were talking about the politics that may come with this.
Yeah,
what does it mean? What does it mean for George Weah or for the CDC? Grange there is a place for President Weah. But let me tell you, there is a new joke in Grange there. And I'm not saying this to offend anybody here. I respect our current president, and I would never talk about a health issue. But there's a joke in Grange there now. The people say they want to give the old man new battery so that he can come from second term. That's the joke there now. We'll get Waka new battery so he can come back for second term.
So why the old battery been?
Man, again, I don't know. I'm just sharing the joke with you. But that tells you.
But no, Cindy, that battery joke, that a good joke.
No, but listen, what it means is, whether the man have a battery or not, the people, it been in the news. His health has been in the news. It's been political, unfortunately. But what the people telling you is that they are seeing what he's doing there. Somebody told me and said, Sandy, we did not plant the rice, but we are eating the rice. The president told me in Grange there, Toto town, in my mother's town. He said, we did not plant the rice, but we are eating the rice. We did not vote him, but we are benefiting. That's a good thing. I look forward to the discussion tonight.
Thank you, Sandy. Raymond?
So just Sandy stuff become a big fan, so his talk point will be mine. Well, your comments just illustrate how the people of Liberia are grateful and they're looking for practical things, revolutionary approaches to solve their everyday problems. I work in the road sector in our country on feeder roads, farm to market roads. I know what building a road into a village will cost the ordinary Liberian people. I worked for CEDA where we did baseline studies before we even did a road to a town. You will go to a town and the only thing the people will own in a village were radios. But after we did roads, a year after we went back to assess, people had video clubs. A lot of people had motorbikes. People even had Tiger generators. the people will be able to take their farm produce to the market and they will get returns for their agriculture produce. And people will have food to eat. There's a lot we can do in our country with roads. But the politics and the bureaucracy in our country want to hinder this. So this is a very good approach, and there's a lot of people going around to the $2 million win on muddy roads. But Sandy has just given us a clear indicator of what road maintenance does in our country, and it can be overemphasized. I'll stop right here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You want to go ahead, Rudolph, and then we can take.
Yes, sure. You know, Nelson, any leader who would do well does not see tribal lines or does not see tribal boundaries. And I mean, this speaks to what Brother Cindy just said. I mean, you know, there were speculations that, oh, because these people from the southeast, I mean, just for lack of better words, they did JMB dirty. They did not vote for him and stuff like that, so they are going to feed it. I mean, and he has proven to us that before anything else, he's a Liberian, before even a Lothian. And I think that is what we should all look for in our leader, somebody who does not see tribal boundaries. Yes, so I mean, as the conversation goes on, I look forward to us I mean digging deep into these issues that were just raised. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ture.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, of our viewers and to the panelists, man. How you guys doing? Ray, good to see you, bro. Been a while. Yeah, Nelson, look, man. For me, I'm coming from the unnecessary public relation, calamity that this government continue to inflict on herself, right? We look at the end of the day, we know obviously that the old man heart is in the right place, but there are little things that you need to prevent, because once you allow information to not be, or preventing information, necessary information to be out for public consumption, you give the public, an opportunity to speculate, right? And they could speculate that and spin that anyway, right? Even if you are doing the right thing, but because you're giving them that opportunity and opposition that opportunity to spin narrative in any way possible. And I think that's why we are seeing now. So if this government should really start to look at anything right now, no, because these narratives could not only impact Liberians in Liberia or Liberian outside of Liberia, but could also impact how international partners, align themselves with Liberia. So I think that's something that the president really need to look at, and people around the president, obviously, they really need to take a look at that and try to salvage some of those mislaps, if you will.
Yeah, that's a great one. And then let me bring Vasco in quickly. Vasco, welcome to the show. You can just take just 30 seconds, Vasco, because you came in late. Because we have to move on.
Thank you. Let me say hi to everybody, guys. Nelson, I want to open like this. Liberia is in serious trouble with a group of people we have right now as leaders. I mean, I've been living in that country. I saw Tobo, I saw Do. What is happening in Liberia right now under this rescue government? I have never seen it before.
What is happening?
They see all the law, the people breaking everything in the country. I see government behavior, but I know we will talk about it, so I will not go in depth. I will stop right here, and so we can start the show. I look forward for a great show because I came prepared today. Yeah, I see some people that I know bear away for some time to hear now, so that's what I'm here for.
Well, thanks a lot, Vasco, and I think it's a great thing that we're here tonight, and but let's start the conversation. We're getting to the other aspects of the different developments. Obviously, we can't exhaust everything on the plate tonight, but this thing about drugs in Liberia, I want us to start the conversation from here. We know that our president kickstarted this entire fight. Even before taking office, the president did his drug test. Or was it just a little bit into his ascendancy when he took office? He did his drug test. And he authorized or asked other officials of government to do same. The expectation was that this whole thing about drugs in our country the fight against drugs will be taken seriously. Next thing we know is that the two heads of the LDA are disagreeing. They are fighting publicly in serious disagreements. And then, long story short, the president had to take immediate action. There's an acting there right now. This is where we are. But with this latest report coming up about the increase in drugs, the use of drugs in the country, though there are a couple of things that I may not agree with, relative to this report. I don't know, for some reason it keeps telling me that some link is missing. I don't know, but there are a couple of things I don't agree with when it comes to this. But the fact remains that the use of drug abuse is only increasing in the country. Just the other day, the Grand Cape County Senator Daba Vabla was calling on national government's attention to the situation in Grand Cape because there is this zombie situation, a new drug called Zombie, which according to her had killed about 2 persons as of the time she spoke in session a couple of weeks ago. The same drugs. Are we making progress on this fight against drugs? Even after the commander-in-chief of the country did his drug test, did it bring about any change? Are we living the expectation when it comes to how we fight drugs? I mean, let's start a conversation from here, and we can move to the other issues. The Raji, the Southeastern people, and the way they're treating president. We are celebrating the current president for Yellow Machine. We'll come to those other issues, but let's start with this drug situation. Francis, let's hear from you.
Yeah, nothing. First, I would say the whole drug testing thing, it means nothing to fight drugs in Liberia. People want to say it show leadership. I think the person was just doing that. It was a symbolic gesture to just show that, okay, I'm going to be serious about drugs. But that drug testing thing does not help to eradicate drugs. It bring attention to the topic, but the task force that he put together initially is supposed to be the group fighting that issue in Liberia and also reporting, but we haven't heard anything back from them. We know the LDA came out in the beginning of this administration and yes, cracked down on a lot of people and was still doing drug busts until that unfortunate incident took place probably a few weeks to a month ago at the headquarters. But I think the drug issue is still in Liberia. Maybe it's not being caught on camera like it used to be in the last 6 years because we're not seeing a lot of those videos coming out circulating, but we are seeing a few. We do not have, the country is not equipped. It's not only about busting drugs. We all know stopping the drug, but also to rehabilitating the users is key. So I don't think it has done much. I mean, a lot more need to be done in that regard. I mean, the Long House's rehabilitation center over there.
And you're right, Francis, because there was a point when it was expected that even Senator DeLong made the comment that, look, we'll make sure we will push for drug tests to be a prerequisite to getting to certain strategic positions in government. How come all these things are on a standstill, more like on a pause? Was it just for the moment? I mean, just wrap up on this, and we can bring this.
I'll wrap up. Let us say that was just a symbolic thing the president was doing. I mean, it was just for the moment to show the people that, we are here, this is what we want to do, these are the things we're going to fight on. He came out with the task force, but we haven't heard anything from the task force. They are not giving briefings like our brother, he's not on tonight, Charles, every night he would talk about the task force. He talked about the importance of this drug issue in Liberia. We're not hearing anything from the task force. Where are they? And there's a serious thing going on in the country.
Desmond, let's hear from you, and then we'll bring Raymond in. Oh, where did Sandy come from? Desmond, you are muted.
I do not mean this in any way to disrespect anybody about this situation, but let me just explain something here. And I'm not doing it in a way to talk down to anybody. This report that you're seeing is a clear manifestation that the drug problem is being addressed. There has never been a time in our history where we have even collected data on drugs, right? The way you solve problem is doing the research. Like Francis said, we'll go in the village before the time. They check how many people are radio. Not Francis, but Raymond. They connect after the road is done, they come back and do another assessment. What you're seeing now is the baseline. You have to know how many people are affected. Then you start to count the treatment process, how many people being treated.
But one thing to take into consideration here, Desmond, is that it's not the Liberian government that's doing this survey.
Of course.
Yeah. And so if it is the government of Liberia, then someone may want to agree that, okay, since this government started, especially during the transitional period, they started with, we'll fight drugs, it will be a prerequisite. The president did drug tests. So they're trying to set the pace for this particular fight. But this is not from the government.
No, they see, and I disagree with you on that topic, right? Because if you look at their DA just did some burning of drugs, right?
Yeah.
The acting manager of the guys of the DEA right now was chaining with a guy from the U.S. Embassy. If you look at the war on drugs, the American Agency War on Drugs, it primarily funded in other countries by the American government. There's a whole task force of American people that sit down in Colombia. They don't go nowhere. They get a job in America to go to sit down in Colombia for 20 years, right? So if you see the U.S. doing this, it's not to say that the government isn't doing it. It's to say, and I hate to be the one to be defending government because now it makes it look weird. It's to say that the government is aware enough to say we don't have these resources now. Can you do this, right? And you asking the task force to report on something 6 months that hasn't been reported on in the history of the country, right? So nobody knows what the bottom line is. So the good thing here that we're seeing, the positive effect of this report is we are now getting a baseline number. You can't erratically treat drugs in Liberia with an arbitrary number in your head. You have to fundamentally find out, and that's a scientific process. Know where things are, find out where the things are, put the solution in place before you start to affect the numbers. So by me seeing this, what as bad as it looks, I see this as progress because now we add the baseline of the system. Another thing I want to address before I go pass it on is the fact with the president doing lip service by taking a drug test. That's not true. The president taking a drug test is one of the most important symbolic effect of drugs in the country than any other thing. I have ministers that were appointed. I was sending me a drug test, and I know our men could get high.
So Desmond, who do you know? Who is that public official you know that went and did the drug test, and then it was positive and came out positive? Who is that public official you know?
For confidentiality, I will not do it because I want a person to keep sending me something.
And I knew this is where we're going, Desmond.
No, I don't want to, like, if somebody send me a text message of their drug test, I don't want to send it to you on a show without a personal approval. But I will send it to you personally for yourself to have, right? But the point I'm making here, the symbolic nature of presidents doing the things that are not required to do. Let me give you a typical example. Boyka posted his, Boyka by law, not authorized to, but he did it. He showed he published his asset. Guess what? The next day was like a trickle-down effect. Everybody's publishing, right? So the symbolic nature of Boyka showing drug tests in our hiring process should be
I'm on
standardized.
a radio show.
You just unmuted, thinking that you muted. Now I muted you.
Yes, so I'll leave it there for now.
Thank you. Now, Cindy, I'm coming to you next. But relative to this issue, there's a very important point that the Grand Bassa County District 5 lawmaker Thomas Gosrat, the representative of Grand Bassa County District 5, he struck a very, very important point here. He was saying that if you go back to the war days, the people who inflicted wounds and caused instability in the country were about 40,000. I don't know where he got his stats from, but he said about 40,000 people. But taking a look at drug situation, especially with the latest report, 1.5 million people on drugs or some sort of substance in the country, he's saying that it's a serious national security issue. It calls for some level of concern. Is there any reason, Sandy, to want to buy into what this lawmaker is saying? And then you can weigh in your thoughts on this report as well.
Nelson, I want to focus on the report because what you said on the lawmaker, to be honest, I didn't really pay attention to it. Okay. But let me focus on the report. Look, and I want to agree with Desmond on this one to start with. President Walker was not forced to take a drug test. And President Walker's action, taking a drug test, does not mean that there will be no drugs issue in Liberia immediately. What it shows is leadership. President Walker is telling you that our country, he said, as a leader, I'm aware that our country is faced with drug epidemic. And I'm encouraging you, Liberians, for all of us to fight this. Nelson, fighting drugs is not an overnight thing, especially when the issue has taken over the entire country. Drugs is not an issue of Monrovia alone. Every county now, you have folks fixing drugs problem. So we are not going to fight drugs or end the drugs war in Liberia overnight. The great United States has been fighting drugs for many years.
Sandy, are we making progress? Are we making progress?
I'm coming there. What we are seeing under this administration is leadership and the seriousness to fight drugs in Liberia. That's what we are seeing, Nelson. The Liberia Drugs Enforcement boss and his deputy were recently suspended by the president. That's leadership. The president is telling the Liberian people that this department is something that I take very serious. And therefore, when I have people there that's supposed to be doing their work and fighting on social media, I will suspend them so that I can bring in other people to fight, to focus on the issues on hand. Unlike previous administration, I'm not calling name here, that will keep people in position even if they are not doing the work. The president took immediate action to suspend those people and put someone there in power, someone who is doing okay by now. That's leadership, Nelson. What we have in Liberia is a cartel. What we have in Liberia was promoted by people within the government system of previous administration. We saw drugs came in the country, folks were arrested, they were released. The money that they took from them were given back to them, no account. But we now have an administration that's saying, look, this thing is very serious. It's very serious. So I'm telling you, the reports will come out. I was in Liberia with you. The issue of drugs is serious in the country. President Walker did not promise you overnight elimination of drugs in Liberia. That's not what he promised you. He said, we're going to fight this together. We're going to show leadership. Let us encourage that, Nelson. Let us be hopeful. I'm very hopeful. I'm hopeful that the issue of drugs one day will be eradicated in Liberia. I do not expect overnight eradication, but I'm seeing leadership.
And just finally, then we take Remo and Vasco, and then we're going to bring Toure and Rudolph in next. Cindy, given the energy that this whole thing about drugs started with under this administration, you know that Cindy, that it became the discussion of the day. In fact, from the campaign period about how the previous administration infested this country with drugs. Under the previous administration, a lot of things happened, the coups killing people and all of that. Those conversations were held. Coming to the transition, after this government won the election, the next thing we saw was that some influential members of this administration started to make comments about how drugs would be a prerequisite to attaining government positions, strategic positions in government. Next up is the president takes a drug test. He urges other officials of government to do the same. Are we seeing that progress that was anticipated from that very stage? Are we seeing that progress relative to how we're engaging, we're attacking this issue of drugs in the country? Are we still on that same path?
My only disappointment for now when it comes to the issue of drugs is in Abikroman and Fatiga. That's my only disappointment for now. I think what they were doing on social media, fighting back and forth, was unprofessional. But again, I saw immediate leadership. I saw immediate leadership from the president. And I think I must commend that.
Is it still continuing?
Well, I think so. I see that the president is serious about this.
You're not sure.
No,
you're not sure.
I'm very certain. The president is serious about fighting drugs. That we know. Sometimes it's the people around, the people you appoint, they may slow the process. But once you take leadership, Nelson, that still it shows that you are serious about the thing. I mean, the issue on hand. If the president had kept those people in their position, A.B. Kroma and Fatika fighting one another, if they still were in their position, I will question the seriousness of the president on the issue of drugs. But for the fact that he took immediate action, let us commend that. And we see Christopher Peters, by the way, he's a big brother. The current acting is actually my big brother. Okay. I respect what he's doing there. So hopefully Christopher and other folks there will continue the work.
Thank you. Thank you, Cindy. You know, we're coming to you next, Raymond. You know, but Cindy struck a very important point when he said, when you see people fighting in the room, you know, it will slow the process. Another side of it could be that when you see the place quiet, everybody just moving in line, then it means that everybody agree. Apparently, some kind of corruption there, everybody agree to play by the rule. That why they play quiet. But when noise there, then everybody gets to know what's happening. But anyway, Raymond, let's hear your thoughts on this issue.
So Nelson, in order to evaluate progress, you must have a reference. What's your reference? You have none. You submitted none, and you're asking about progress. Immense progress, but you have to have the eyes to see it. The very first indicator is the number of arrests, including a ceremonial, a military officer, the first time, including a lady who campaigned during the campaign period for CDC and said we want Kush, got arrested with Kush. Immense efforts being made, progress being made. But also, in order to talk about the progress, you should also be aware of the challenges. We're talking about behavior change here now. It doesn't take place overnight. Even you trying to discipline yourself to break from a habit. I'm not talking about an addictive habit like narcotic. Just something you started doing, maybe playing video game after work. And said, let me put more hours to studying my lesson. If you done that over a period of 3 months to break and start doing something more productive, you find that challenging. Not to mention something as addictive as substance abuse. Look, it's a syndicate, and it's quite lucrative when it comes to finance. Nobody sit aside and put their hands between their legs and allow money slip from their hands. It was going to be a fight. Those in the syndicate are fighting, but the efforts being made, and you know we can badmouth Fediga and Mr. Kroma, for the fight, but what it shows to me passion and energy to make an impact. And from the many videos I saw Fediga going in the field with a lot of foreign nationals who shows that we are doing this thing with our partners. And you talk about a report. Do you know the reporting period? Which data they analyze from when to when? You don't know that. So the
So,
report comes out now doesn't mean that the report was written or the observation period was current. So you have to find out
so
when was the
yeah.
observation.
So let's do this. Let's
And
do this, Raymond.
before
Raymond,
before you go there, let me provide information. I read a report during the campaign time, and the numbers were similar. About 25% of Liberians are addicted to drugs, have used drugs, or have been abused drugs one way or the other. I read that during the campaign period. So about 1 million Liberian persons have been exposed to narcotics. I don't know whether that's the same numbers you've read. I haven't read that report.
so exactly, and I like where you're coming from, and this is very important. These reports come up annually. They have the one on human rights, that will come up annually, and Liberia has always not been performing well when it comes to that aspect, given the correction facilities we have in the country, the condition of the inmates and all of that. So this is the same thing with this. And you may be right, Raymond, when you talk about the reporting period. So usually what happens is that the report were captured, like, for example, in July. This report was captured from last July up to this year, July. So let's take into consideration when this administration came to power on the 22nd of January.
So Nelson,
so
this is the mistake I think we're making in this discussion.
I just want to land my thoughts on this aspect, right? And maybe and basically it's a question. It's not an opinion I'm trying to push across. But let's take into consideration when this government came to power on the 22nd of January. So if we're taking from July up to January up to July right now, we're talking about half of the previous administration and half of this administration, given the reporting period. So again, we go back to the question as to whether we're making progress, because you saw the energy that was directed towards this whole thing about drugs, the fight against drugs, and the commitments that even the president and some influential members of this administration made relative to how they would take on this fight.
So the famous phrase that Rome wasn't built overnight indicates that for to feel an effect of an action, it would take a considerable period. Any change you make now, example, if you went and ate a big bowl of jollof rice right now, you will feel comfortable with the jollof rice in your belly. But the period it takes for the nutrients to be absorbed by your body and improve your viral organs, not happening now. So there's the time period for effect to take place. And anybody thinking anywhere in the world, 6 months to 7 months is a sufficient period to feel an effect on the fight of drugs, that person don't understand what they're talking. And a lot of us Liberians come to discourse with our personal perception that has not been filtered by research or information. Behavior change cannot be considered okay. You can't find the effect of behavior change after you're taking action in 6 months period. That's not. I mean, the indicators you should be looking for now should be awareness, putting resources into the fight of drugs, the arrest of drugs, not taking people off drugs. It's not going to happen right. Even in the other infrastructures to fight drugs are not being even put into place. Just today, I heard that a new officer in charge at the DEA requested $500,000 to start putting all of these places. The former director Kroma have always said we do not have phones. Why are we not talking about their challenges? So it's unrealistic to expect a total change in 6 months. It's unrealistic.
Thank you, Raymond. And that's a great point. Francis, I see your hand up. You want to take 20 seconds quickly? Just
what our brother's talking about is unrealistic to ask to talk about seeing change. We're not talking about snapping a finger and drugs is eradicated from Liberia. No, but like you alluded to in the end of your comments, the budget that came out, what was in our budget to fight drugs? What are we doing to support even the existing rehabilitation center of Senator Darius DeLong? Is the government sending aid to Darius DeLong, or even talking about establishing a rehab center? Things like that. We're not saying snap your finger and eradicate drugs, but there are certain things you can do right now without even case studies or survey to show that you are fighting drugs. Like put your money where your mouth is by bringing in some Narcan and other things that can revive people, training EMTs, emergency response folks, to respond to our brothers and sisters that are dropping in the streets. These simple things, you don't need survey or case studies for that.
Thank you, Francis.
If I may, I don't want to take a lot of time. And the OIC have answered this question. He said when he took over, he visited all of the drugs rehabilitation centers. So he has built rapport with them. And we set up, the committee has been set up. And look, people don't run government in the media. So to expect, even the United States, these United States we're in, we do not get weekly briefing from anybody in government. We do not even get monthly briefing of what government is doing. Nobody runs a government in the media. So because we are a small community,
you get daily briefing.
Not on every project.
This is a major issue.
Projects
this is a major issue. It's not a minor thing.
There's no daily briefing on the United States on the fight of drugs in America.
Yes, sir. Daily briefing. This is a major issue in Liberia. 25% of your population.
There are some things that
you don't want a daily briefing.
Of course. No, you can't do daily briefing on everything. Look, there are a lot of things. Sometimes the government.
Okay. So guys, let's do this.
So
it's gonna get heated. It's gonna get heated. But I want us to bring Vasco.
Nelson, let me just ask. Nelson, let me just ask a question and we leave.
But the CDC guys
even come.
Yeah,
no, just 1 minute. Vasco, I beg you, just 1 minute. I just want us to have it in perspective. The team that is set up, they have to even get a roadmap. They have to come up with concept. You think everybody in the room have the same idea to just sit on one meeting and just agree on everything and come and give it to the public?
Nobody's saying that, Raymond. Where's your budgetary allotment for drugs? Now, what is it?
Raymond. Let's take Vasco. Vasco, please come in.
Because the budget is out, right? So it's upon us to research and ask for.
I'm going to pull that up before the end of the show. But Vasco, please come in. Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you, Vasco.
Thank you, Nelson. Look,
but Vasco, you don't start making your point by, this is serious issue affecting our country.
I'm laughing because, my brother is sounding funny here today. Let's see that. Just simple question you're asking us here to know. How the people just explaining for going from Genesis to Exodus. Are we making progress? That's the question that's asking. You're not asking your body in the budget, we're not in the budget. Next, like I always say on this show, where we left the country, where the CDC government left Liberia, everything has gone the extra mile, ratty. It's getting ratty. Where we left it. And that's just the reality. If these people can come out and tell you that the drugs in Liberia right now is on the increase and it's glaring, everybody can see it. The head of the DEA and the deputy of the DEA, the two people that sort of strategize, see how best we can fight the system. If those two persons are fighting on the kind of a intelligent government, and one of them accusing the head of the entity to be one of the person that is also helping the importers. He accused AB Command to be one of the person that facilitating drugs in the country. So you think when the people see that kind of a report, the deputy of an entity wrote a long article mentioning all those negative things about the DEA, what you expect for the partners to do. And these people, they are in the country, they can see. And it's just glaring, Nancy. Yeah.
Vasco, again, I want to go back on this, and we're going to bring Ture in. Giving the energy, giving the attention, and everything that was on this whole fight against drugs in the country. Are we where we anticipated relative to how we will combat drugs in Liberia? Given the number of young people that are falling prey to drug substance abuse on a regular basis, are we to where we expected at this time under this administration relative to how we fight drugs?
No, Nelson, it fights on the opposite. It's getting worse. Very terrible. This is because, like we always said, these people lie too much to our Liberian people. And when you lie, the lies can catch
Vasco, you're about to go into the whole politics of this thing.
No,
because if you want to make it a CDC versus
answering the question,
but how do people lie? These people told our people that Joshua was bringing Kush, the other person was bringing this, and in fact, when they come, they will keep the ground running. They had a solution. We're going to 7 months now. If instead of them fighting, the substance is even on the increase. And let me come to the president. The president never took any drug test. Nothing.
No. Pastor,
I know how to get money. I know how to do drug tests. When you go do drug, remember, listen to me.
How you
if
know?
You get a video.
How you know they can do drug tests?
Okay, Vasco Len. Let me discuss on this issue.
When you go do the drug test, they need your urine. They need your urine to test it. No, my man, we're gonna have.
But no, nobody
get hair on your head. You see, the president
So Vasco, let me ask you the question.
They have to get your urine and test it before they will know whether you're negative or you're positive.
Vasco.
When the press, no, you're listening.
Two quick questions.
I dare you now to bring a video. Nancy, get a video. When the president entered and he sat in a chair, he never wake up from there again until.
Come on, Vasco. Vasco, first of all, you're not a medical practitioner, Vasco.
But Nancy,
and secondly, are you saying that you expected to ever see the president holding what was? It's funny, right? But it's serious. You didn't expect to see the president on camera going to getting his own urine specimen or whatever. You didn't expect to see that on camera, Vasco.
No, but Nancy,
is that what you expect our president to do? All the camera on, then the president take the stuff to go get his.
They may not walk up from his seat until they say, okay, the president finished doing a drug test. He went by outside. That's the procedure.
Wow.
So that one, nobody can doubt it. So he never did it. That's the reason why you see all the deputy minister proper, nobody won't follow him. Nobody doing it. I mean,
thank you. But Vasco, if you are saying this about President Bouaka, who at least sat in his chair, you say he didn't wake up, you didn't see him holding the bottle or whatever in his hand to take his own specimen on camera. I don't know. But what will you say about President George Weah, who did not do it at all?
But President Weah, President now told anybody that going to do drug tests.
How you do something that you promote?
Drug tests are not requirement for any leader to say they're going to do. But because the people they are so fake, And this is what hunting them today.
Thank you.
Everything in Liberia will get back, it will go backward.
Thank
Once
you.
the people continue to remain power.
Thank you very
Everything in our
much.
country will just go outside.
I know it's getting into the politics now. Thank you, Vasco. Thank you. Ture, let's hear you on this one quickly.
Yeah, Nassim, thank you very much. Like I said about 4 or 5 months ago, that we are all making some of the greatest sacrifices on here, but I believe Nassim is making the most. Only for Vasco to can stay on this platform and talk tapata whole day. Vasco, and I tell you, so some of the topic, if you don't have what it takes to contribute to it, you can just say, look, pass me on this one. That is appropriate. You know, sometimes the professional thing to do. But let me say this. Now, seeing you talking about, look, at the end of the day, you know a government that's serious about finding solution to a raveling situation. This drugs issue here, combating drugs is not an easy thing. This is a protracted fight, all right? Nobody should just say, oh, this is just gonna kind of just go. If that was the case, America, with all of our sophistication, they would have had solution on this issue long time ago. But it's not like that. But look at our country. You know what I mean? You have municipal, you got county, you got state officials. Before you even get to this federal level, all these community leadership, they all do their part in this country. But like, bro, everything surrounds government, right? There's nothing that people can do in their local communities because they don't have the resources to even help themselves. So that this is, at least we have a government that is coming in with some sense of urgency and some sense of seriousness applying to this fight. I think that should be a plus. Like my brother Desmond put it, and I totally agree with Raymond to a certain extent, where government, not every government position should be exposed, you know, see, for public consumption. Some obviously have to be, you know what I mean, in you know, some have to be a covert operation and stuff like that. But yes, we do, you know what I mean? Some like major issues should be actually up there, because if you don't put these things out there, remember, the danger is people will start to panic. And you don't want people, you don't want people in a situation where they panic, because when people start to panic on situation, number one, they'll be thinking maybe all the government is doing it, the government just lying to us. And now you will not be able to take that out of their mind, because now they have established that thought process that you are not forthcoming. So these are all, you know, like there's like a cat and mouse fight going on between, you know, people in power and the citizen, right? Once you open up to them by giving them exactly all of the necessary information that they need, they can gain comfort out of that. Then they'll also build confidence in the leadership that you're offering them. But if you just allow them to just, you know, speculate on their own term and their own liking, then obviously there will be the conflict of this trust issue. But yeah, but definitely this is a great start in the right direction.
A great start. You think so?
Oh, absolutely, Nelson. Look. At the end of the day, on our CDC, we all knew that they had no interest in combating drugs. Absolutely not. Right? And the proliferation in drugs on a CDC, like the way of treating people, the videos that are coming out, we're not seeing those things happening no more, right? That shows that you have a serious government, you have serious people in position that are looking at these things seriously, and with interest too, to solving the problem. And before you can solve any problem, you always have to, you know, identify the root causes of these things.
But Ray, even after the president took the drug test, I mean, let's go around. Let's look at the government ministerial positions. I mean, and again, someone may say that, oh, everything is not supposed to be in the press. But what's the compliance rate? To what level are we seeing public officials even following suit? So bulk of the guys who go for confirmation at the Senate, senators will ask them, have you done your drug test? They say, no, I haven't done so. Public hearing, some of them haven't done so. I don't want to cut names, but I mean, what level of effectiveness did this whole thing about the president's drug test bring to the fight against drugs?
Well, I'll tell you what. If you're in the US like I am, for every employment you go for, you have to go through the test because people want to know exactly what's up, right? They want to know where your mental state is. If you're using, they want to know these things. That is a cross. You know what I mean? And I think that's the level, but because look, at the end of the day, not you can't go run out into Johnsonville and say everybody should go through. Number one, they both don't have the facility. They don't even have, all of the structure to accommodate, you know what I mean, that kind of testing and stuff like that. But public official doing it just sends some kind of serious kind of appeal to the public that, you know what, this is something that government is taking on heads on, and government is actually applying a lot of seriousness to this. All right. So before you can even get into this position, we want to know exactly where your mental state is. You know what I mean? So yeah, that public, a gesture right there sends a very strong message to people that are in Swing and Gibraltar area there, because I learned that there where a lot of the users are.
Thank you.
But you know what I mean. But I don't want Matt Vasco then to come here to try to politicize the whole situation like a serious national threat, bro. You can't politicize everything, bro. That's just what I'm saying. That the last time I was telling you about the yellow machine issues. You know what I mean? There are certain things that you just can't politicize.
Thank you. Rudolph, then we make our transition quickly.
Yes, Nelson, thank you for the time. Liberia in its existence will never be 100% drug free. And let me shock you all, no country will ever be. But Nelson, what we should be acknowledging here is the level of seriousness that this government is engaging drug with. And I mean, Raymond has said it. I think our brother Desmond to chip in to it as well. Because I mean, we are not trying to play politics here, Nelson. But we have to compare and contrast when we have these conversations. So let's look at what we like, where we are from in the last 6 years. We had a leader who did not show any genuine interest in fighting drug, right? And now we have a leader who, even before he took office, he took a drug test. And there is this law in the 21 irrefutable law of leadership by John C. Maxwell. It's called the law of the picture. Nelson, when you are a leader, people do mostly what they see you doing than what you tell them to do. So JMB going up to take a drug test, he didn't even have to say you have to take it. But as a conscious man who know that you are coming to work for the people, and you see your leader doing it, it's only logical to follow suit. So he was just setting an example for them all to follow. Nelson, when this government took over, we saw a robust fight against drug. I mean, one may say it's not as robust as it was from the beginning. Yes, and I will agree. But there are reasons for that. We saw internal fights. People, coming in and allegedly having their own personal interests aligned with the government agenda, right? But then we saw the experience from JMB. When that fight happened, guess what he did? He did not even take a month. He brought someone in to start doing the job. So that tells you that this man is serious about this agency or about this sector. That, of other ministries, maybe he would have waited a little bit. He would have launched in investigation and have a finding before he can maybe send them back to work or fire them. But while he is investigating, he brought someone on. And by the way, this new guy is doing a hell of a job. He's doing a good job. So Nelson, I think the issue is with our expectation. We expect in 6 months to see that Liberia is drug free. No, it will not happen like that. And I will agree with Francis partially when it comes to the budget, right? I expected more, and I think all of us on this platform expected more, right? But that does not in any way takes away from the seriousness of this president and his government to engage the fight of drug. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rudolph. Sorry, I was. Yeah. So thanks a lot, Rudolph, and I think that's a very important point. Yes, at the end of the day, we have we are on an obligation to push our government to do more. You know, we should never get to that point where we make it appear as though everything is just okay. Everything is just okay. Have there been some progress made? Yes. Sometime in 2023, Councillor Tiawon Gonglo is on the record. He's on record. That was in April of 2023, of insisting that, look, the president did not do a COVID test in the country, and while he was telling people to go and do COVID tests, he didn't do it. But the way drugs is raging hell across the country, he must do a drug test. Councillor Tiawon Gonglo took on that campaign, but we didn't see it happen. So to some extent, yes, the drug test, the presidents agreed to do it, but where are we after that? But I want us to transition a bit because
he did not agree to do it. He volunteered to do it. Let's make that clear. Who
knows? Has he read the Councillor Tiawon Gonglo's article? He followed the development and then they decided, since I'm about to take office, let me just do it once and for all. Who knows? You know? So
it's still volunteer for the fight he wasn't compared.
Yeah, so this is where we are. But folks, there's a serious issue at hand right now. Yes, a lot of you know that if the finance minister Bama Kamara, he has not sent an official communication, but he has accepted to resign, or he has announced that he will be resigning, his position as finance minister. But in the midst of everything we're talking about, and I know a lot has been said about this particular issue, but I want us to take another side of the debate. The yellow machine were brought into the country, the first consignment. And Liberians are divided on this issue. There are some who think that at this point, even before the arrival of the machines, we should have gone through the procurement process, done the needful things, since, in fact, people are running government here and not a private company. There are Liberians, on the other hand, who say that, look, hold on a minute, this thing is happening, but what matters most is the development of our country. Over the years, people have been breaking laws. They have been breaching other, processes, steps to doing things. And it has led the country into bigger problems. If, at this point, we can have a situation where we're at least breaching the law, but bringing development to the people across the country, that's something we can go for. I mean, at the end of the day, we just read a development here where folks from 2 counties and some of the southeastern counties where the CDC got majority of the votes, they're hailing the current president as upon hearing and watching the videos of how the government paraded with yellow machines on the tow trucks in the principal streets of Monrovia. Where do we stand? Is it prudent that we just go for this thing, and we know that, yes, the other aspect is there, the government is paying for this, and all of that, but the law, going for the development and that of making sure that the proper channel is followed. Which one is more important for Liberia at this time? There was a back and forth between the former president and this current administration. He said he didn't break laws on tenure. The people said, no, you broke laws on tenure. He said he was respecter of the law. But whichever way you put it, laws have always been broken in this country. I mean, let's hear your thoughts on this. Is this something we should go for? the development versus respect for the rule of law, the process, the PPCC process, and everything, leading to how we acquire these kinds of equipment, the deals, and everything. Let's start with you, Desmond, and then we're going to take Francis next. You are muted, Desmond.
So, this is very, very tricky for me, but I will try my best. And the reason why I say I want to go back to something, you see the thing you guys talking about drugs earlier? I'm a personal victim of drugs. My little brother died in 2013 in America from a heroin overdose. And I say this publicly because I want to bring awareness to it. People talk about how drugs is not easy to cure and the process. And one thing I want to say before I continue, anybody can use their time to respond to me on this. The sort of thing I totally disagree with. If 25% of American public was addicted to any kind of thing that affected America, 25% of the public, every day warehouse briefing will be about that subject. Every goddamn day. Right? So 25% of the public being affected by have come and abused drug or alcohol at some point, abusing it to the level that's being abused. There should be a national issue, a personal discussion, a platform, a plan, a budgetary support. Every aspect of eradicating this process should be number one priority. The government should inform people about it. If you disagree, respond to that. However, going back to what you're talking about, this yellow machine thing, right? When I think about it, I just think about the first thing, what comes to my mind is who's going to pay for this and how much they're going to pay, right? It's not going to be Mama Ability. It's not going to be Joseph Boyka. It's not going to be Jojo Boyka. It's not going to be Tintin Boyka. It's not going to be Cesar, Raymond Cesar. It's not going to be Toure. It's not going to be me. It's not going to be Vasco. It's not going to be Rudolph or you, Nelson, or our man Francis, the firefighter. It's going to be your grandkids, right? It's going to be your grandkids. PPCC, all integrated establishment were established under Ellen by rule of law is were requirements to get our debt waiver, for debt to be waived. Nobody in the Republic of Liberia, one individual or agency, has a right to get debt, credit, loan, or proof of money besides the legislature. How? Why? How are this thing riding the street of Monrovia today? Yeah. So they say the road to heaven is paved, the road to hell is paved for good intentions. Yes, we want to fix road, but do I want to make a deal with the devil to fix roads? And the most important part, I think Ray alluded to it earlier. The most important part is you're making Vasco come up with research by not telling us what we need to know. When Vasco fin doing research and Vasco come up, guess what? Vasco has an audience. So what you wouldn't do to tell the people what you did and how you got these things here, Vasco will tell his people how you got it here, and you have no way to combat that.
But
go ahead.
At the moment, up to present, the government is yet to come clear with everything relating to this yellow machine.
With anything.
But Desmond, should we be even more concerned and even embrace this, given the fact that this is going to see our roads being paved?
Oh yeah.
That Desmond is going to come to Liberia, drive from here to Ivory Coast, and maybe if he wants to come back the same day through using the southeastern region, you can go and come back the same day. Is this something that we should be healing at this time?
All right.
Given the impact, the level of transformation is going to have on the way Liberians commute on a day-to-day basis.
Yes. And that's the reason why. The reason why it should be a major concern of Liberians is because the people that are doing it today are not going to be the people that pay for it. If Mamaka Ability says that she pay if she pay $80,000 for one machine or one truck, right? PPCC should know. My grandson in the future should be able to go to PPCC and say the yellow machine Joseph Boga bought today, bought in 2024. This is the paperwork for it, and this is how we got it. Right? That's why you have transparency in government. That's why if this Why is the executive? Let's look at the basic issue. Why the executive getting a loan?
Okay, but breaking the law. And let me get back to this, and then we can bring Francis in. Breaking the law and making sure that development goes across the country in no time. Maybe in just first year of this administration, that the roads are paved, the country is connected. Someone may say, the people on the other side of this debate are saying that, look, since the independence of this country, laws have been broken. People have always broken law, and it doesn't matter whether at the level of the court, or some kind of kuku jumuku at the level of the legislature, or some kind of kuku jumuku at one ministry or agency. People have consistently and will continuously break laws, and that's the other side. Others are taking.
Here's the response to that. People have consistently broken laws. Have we been developed because of the breaking law? No.
And the difference to this one is that it's going to bring about development.
No, that's not true. That's not true. You are hoping that it will. You don't have no evidence that it will. Because guess what? If Mama Ability have those trusts in her name, right? And the government Bureau gave Mama Ability and her family, she got 285 million trucks for $80 million. The Liberian government owe her and her family $80 million. And now the government has to procure the same trucks from her and her family, because right now we're speculating, we don't know, right? But I'm going to assume in my speculation that the truck are her personal property. She bought it with her own money. Now the government can pay her $80 million for those trucks, right? That money going to go to her and her family. Now the government going to give her contracts to run these trucks. However long, so they give her a 50-year contract to run this truck. Is that benefiting you and me? No. The first thing the government does not, the constitutional mandate here is this, right? You do not have a right to make a deal. It's not within your wheelhouse to go ahead and get money. But let me make this last point. Kagame won his last election, right, with 98%. Go and see how Kagame is campaigning today. Again, I still have to say he's not going to win tomorrow morning. He's campaigning because you know what? You go out and do what you're supposed to do. You don't do if it's not done legally, it's not done at all. That's my issue. So don't build stolen roads to see you get rolled.
Thank you.
Again, we got a representative in the house. We have a representative in the house of Liberia. Liberia have a representative called Quarter Grain. A quarter grain of coke. That's his name, Pape Flomo. A quarter grain of coke is a sitting representative. When the woman said it, the DEA president said it, when we are government, they pour on her, they brought there and Mio apologize because she had
that's more you let to connect some thing into issue that can bring people into serious issue. But anyway, thank you. That's a whole development for another discussion. It almost said she saw the thing later on. It brought. There's some other legislature. She said, "I see it." He said, "But like you say, you saw the drugs in the lobby," and he said, "I not see it." But go ahead, Francis, and let's hear your take on this.
Yeah, first I just want to clear out my brother Desmond talking. Please try to be strict with like people talk about Memeka. The government is going to pay Memeka for trucks. That's not correct. Memeka works for the government. If the machines that are coming to the country coming private through an office or something like that, it's not her personal stuff that's coming in and the government is going to buy it or her. That's not true. So like people be hearing it, that's not true. Don't even think about stuff like that. But my take on this whole thing here, right? We all agree here that the country is a country of law, right? We don't want a banana republic. But our people, our brother Eloquent went back to when Eddie Johnson took office, all of our debt was clear. But think about the last 18 years, from Eddie's first term to 6 years, excuse me. There are the last time we even posted, I think it was on Spoon Talk, I will post it here. So many concession agreements. Some companies that are operating that country for the next 50 years, for the next 30 years, for the next 25 years, extracting our resources, damaging our roads, and doing a whole lot of things that our people are suffering. They're not benefiting from it. So we want to sit here and intellectualize this whole thing. Do I want to know what would be the cost of those trucks to Liberian people? Yes, I do. Do we want some crazy deal? No. But if we are going to sit here and talk about PPCC or PPP, whatever the case may be, all of these fine and law-abiding processes that I've been going through, for the last 18 years. What has people benefited from all of these companies, the procurement that have been gone through on the books? What has it benefited our people? So we cannot sit there and say, oh, yeah, the trucks come today, it will build the road or will not build the road, but at least we'll know the intent of the reason why the trucks are coming. So until it comes and the roads don't get fixed, then we can speak to that. But the ones that went through procurement, government procurement process, nothing benefiting our people in that country. So the president is going to bring trucks. The lawmaker better find the money. Even if they're talking about, oh, he said give, he said not give. Give or not give, when it comes to that country, right now, there's no division. So I need you to even start talking about among the Liberal the division. No, we the talking heads on social media are the ones that are talking about division. But
yeah. And I know where you're going. I know where you're going, Francis. And this is the thing. This is the thing here. Francis, the truth is Liberians are divided on this issue. There's one group of Liberians who think that while a yellow machine comes from under the water, the fact that it's going to connect the country, it's going to make our old money that making their farms to be able to bring their crops to the market. It's going to allow Jala Hussein to drive from Monrovia, go to a dodgy town in Grand County and come back the same day. That's cool. Because laws, even some of the things that go through the procurement process, the people can still call him, ban him, and all that kind of thing, and get kickbacks from those very procurement processes. There are Liberians who hold on to that view. And there are others who think that, look, once it's not done the right way, it's not done at all. So we should go through the process, make sure it is done the proper way. And that's the division. Where do you stand?
Let me just wrap on the thing. I will say it again. The ordinary Liberian, the voting population of 90% of the voting population are not divided. We the talking heads on social media are the ones that want to play politics with this whole thing, and that's fine. But I can tell you, our people in what the Saki boys do anything for? They are afraid that 2029, Bakuba will told the people in 2023. They even bullying in his own town that he came from. They blew at him. He told the people that in 6 months of rain made him not face the road to the southeast. I don't know what Prophet Kim have told him to forget that he was there for 6 years. LeBron got 2 seasons, rain season and dry season. He didn't take any other dry season to face it, but he told the people in the southeast that in 6 months of rain that made him not to face the road. So they are afraid that President Barker will actually fix the road. So that southeast, when they were depending on every time they will go southeast. Once the people can drive from Maryland to Monserrato County in 10 hours, it doesn't take them 3 weeks to come to Monserrato. They can drive and go straight to Grand Crew, play football here, come back to Banga or wherever the case may be. You don't have to go through Ivory Coast. You don't have to. Your people don't have to die in the mud because the ambulance got stuck there. Let's see Bakuba go there in 2029 and say, "Yeah, vote for me because." You have to vote for me. That all am for me. I'm from Southeast. And see people chasing out of there. Helicopters are not even happy. That's what they are afraid of today.
Thank you. I don't know which are the chasing can happen. A helicopter can help somebody. But Sandy, let's hear from you. Your thoughts on this issue?
They're saying this discussion is not something that we should embrace with personal sentiments. The discussion, we should look into it. Desmond, I'm actually supporting your statement, so don't look at me like that. This discussion, we should actually look into it by looking at the laws in the country. I embrace bringing yellow machines into Liberia. I just thank the government for fixing the roads that lead to the southeast. So I definitely want Liberia's roads to be connected. But Liberia is not Rwanda. Liberia is not North Korea, where one person, the leader, the president of the country, will make the ultimate decision for the entire country without being accountable to the people. Liberia, quote unquote, we say we are a democratic system. We have a democratic system of governance. 3 branches of government where the executive have their separate responsibilities. The legislators have their responsibility, and the judiciary have their responsibility. Our law says that the president should be able to inform the legislators on deals like this. I think my only problem for now, is that we are not getting the information needed to inform us as to whether these machines coming to country are gifts or these are loans that generations to come will have to pay for. If these are loans, let the government tell the Liberian people that, look, we got these on loan. And the problem that people are having with them is that if these are loans, then you should have went through the proper procedures, work with the lawmakers to get an approval to get the loan process going. I've not heard anybody who said that they were going to deny the president bringing yellow machines. I've not heard anybody. What I've heard is the process. They are questioning the process. If these are gifts, I don't know who have some money sitting somewhere that will get Liberia that amount of gift. I don't know. I don't know the billionaire that's sitting somewhere in China that will say, let's give you all these things for free.
So at the end of
that's
the day,
where, that's where the speculation comes in. If you are saying that these are gifts, what are you giving in return? We are not against the machines coming. I want the machines to come. In fact, Grand G is going to get 30 pieces of those machines. We are taking some of what belongs to Lofa to go to Grand G.
Come on, man.
I want them to come, but Nelson, look, if this were Rwanda, that's different topic. Paul Kagame can do anything over there, that's different topic. This is not Rwanda. This is Liberia. We have laws on the book.
You know, thank you, sir.
And let me end. Desmond, your main Rwanda is not campaigning yet. Now, on a sad note, I was just there. I just came from there yesterday. That man not campaigning. That man just going into chilling himself. That man already get 99% of the vote.
Thank you. Raymond, let's hear you, and then we'll bring back.
What are you partying on that at the main campaign?
Raymond, let's hear your thoughts.
So
on this.
I want to remind us we are more than 170 years old, and our government has been functional, the three branches of government. And I think it's about time for us as Liberians to look at the essence of the legislators. As far as I've seen in this contemporary time, they have only looked out for themselves. They have used their powers to hijack the governing process. All they have done is to enrich themselves at the expense of the ordinary Liberian people. As a result, the basic services Liberians have never received in the name of lawmaking. And it's the same argument we are offering here. No results. All the bogus concessions that we've had in our country passed through our legislators. The $1.3 billion in the 6 years that the CDC were able to take loan and grants passed through the legislators. What are the evidence? What the impact on the lives of the Liberian people? I believe transformation will take place when we are able to decentralize our governing process, especially when we can bring development and agricultural production to the people in their very locales. And the strategy of this yellow machine would be just that. It's a beginning, it's a pilot project on how people can localize their own development and take their matters into their own hands by giving them the tools and the resources to do that. And what I understand, the politics of the day, CDC have more legislators than anyone else. Evidence that Joseph Yema Boaka campaigned and called people to win the speakership. He lost it to the CDC. They can stonewall anything he wants, but he has to go through that. Evident by the Minister of Public Works, who have money allotted in the budget, went through PPCC, went to Justice Ministry, and gave 2 years of maintenance contracts. And the legislators made a big issue of it. So here and now,
Yeah,
the
where do you stand
lawmakers in
here and
Liberia
now?
earn more money than the basic lawmakers within the US. Our country, a least developed country in America, a developed country. The comparison nowhere. But when it comes to earning, they earn more. Extortion, corruption, sitting in the court suit, in the court and saying, I'm legal corruption. And that's what we're justifying. So for me, revolutionary action requires the break from the status quo. And they say actions speak louder than words.
Revolutionary
So the
action
it justifies
requires a break from the status quo.
the it justifies the means. If this government intentions are good, I will know are the latter. I'm not going to judge them now. But I believe the intentions are good. So I'm going to wait until everything is unfolded. And I believe it's by design that the government is keeping a tight
I have your
They
clips.
don't
I have your
they
clips.
don't want to prove.
Just in case you don't know, I have your clips. I have all those clips. As if I knew what you were going to say tonight. I've compiled those clips. When you criticize the previous administration of being a disrespecter of the law, of not following the processes, due process was not given to people who needed justice, individuals who should have been protected by the laws, constitution of this country. You accuse the previous government of contravening the laws of our country. And because of that, you told the Liberian people not to vote for the previous administration. But today, Raymond, you are telling the Liberian people that it is good to break the laws once it's going to bring the...
Nelson frozen. You guys can hear me?
So I think I got, Nelson's frozen. So I think I got Nelson's point. And this is my premise I laid. We have always been law-abiding with the three branches of government. And from every indicator, the first branch of government has never served the Liberian people. One evidence is every 3 years they get $45,000 for vehicles. When they don't even care whether there's the medical institutions in their Vera constituency or even the schools, the public schools, have been receiving even the allotment from government budget. But they will get theirs. So for me, funding that status quo and no bureaucracy satisfying all of the the compliance layers, having brought us no good. So for me, if we have to be revolutionary right now and break away from the status quo, let the end justify the means. If it's going to break away, if it's going to bring orthodox development to our people, I will tell them thanks. If they go wrong with it, I will criticize them. But for now, I'm watching the process. And I believe from this perspective that they're doing a good thing. And the politics about it is the reason why they do not want to follow, because they will stonewall it. And I've seen the pattern. We knew doing Madam Helen Justice Salif, we heard about brown envelopes before the legislators pass anything. We heard George Weah brown envelopes. And Joseph Walker, I know he's the character that won't get brown envelopes. So the fact that he tests the water and know that they will not do until brown envelope,
let's jump in a little bit. Just quickly before Sandy, I know your hand came up after my. You see, Raymond touched on what I was going to say, but the only thing correction I want to make for him is talking about there was stonewall. Let them stonewall. That's why President Barker has the largest microphone in the country. It's about time he start to use it and call on the Liberian people to rise up. We have a different type of democracy, type of democracy in our country. You can sit there and let a few people that have no part to pay things before coming to a government position get rich overnight. But the people themselves that voted for them are suffering every single day. So yes, break some eggs and make some omelets. Get the president at some point. We need to suspend the whole constitution and make an institute a dictatorship in our country for the time being. It's ridiculous how the people that we elect that's supposed to serve our people are enslaving our people. No, that should be no more. It's ridiculous. It's about time the people rise up in our country and chase those illegal criminals in our country. The three branches of government are legal criminals.
You let Vasco talk.
In our country.
I thought Vasco talk.
No, no, I was just taking a few seconds to correct some
all
stuff.
that thing talking,
But it's crazy.
all that thing talking when you have your
I
time.
loan my brother a few moments. He asked for it,
No,
so
but
not all my
finish
time.
it.
You're supposed to talk all that thing that you're talking. Look,
Faso, come to the statistics.
today, like I always say, look, it's a sad night.
It's really sad.
Sad night for our platform. For people to sit here on this show, knowing to yourself that the party that you supported, the Unity Party, they have a arrest agenda. And in that arrest agenda, they have the rule of law. That's the thing that you supported. And these are some of the things you campaign against the CDC for. No human being against development. So everything you do here tonight, you're speculating. If you are going to go through the proper channel, no lawmaker will stand in for you. Bwaka requested for the sum of $1 million to jumpstart a government. No guys give it to him. What is the impact? So nobody will stay in for development. So I don't know why you bashing the lawmakers. If you do it the right way, you go to the lawmaker and see the logic in it, that it will help the country, and then we'll be able to discuss how we're going to do the payment. But even within yourself, you guys are not even sincere. The president told us that his friend was giving him the machine. Mamaka Berete saying the government should pay for it. So today, those machine, those equipment you see in the country, they are not for Liberia. They are not for Liberia. Because they have procedure for government to get equipment. So until they can go through that procedure, those machines for Mamaka Berete, enough for our government here. And if that true, somebody give it to the president as gift, I mean, they can go about and start using it. If that gift, now they can start sending it to the country to go help the people. And I always say this, the issue about our rules. Yellow machine cannot work during the rain season. It will even damage the road. It will damage the road completely. Okay? There is yellow machine in Liberia. Like I said the last time, you're in the chat room, there's someone else saying, oh, I told you that, President, we are got that 43 yellow machine in the country. 43 yellow machine. Like what I'm listening to today, I even listened to that hearing from the public works minister when he went at the Senate. If you get 43 machines in the country, you can't just start your work without 43 machines. For you to bring 4 yellow machines in the country, you have to series, you put it behind, passing in the street, jubilating. But we thought they said we won't play politics. This entire government, what you guys doing right now is criminal in nature. That only rogues, criminal, they can behave like the way the government behaving. Because the rogues there and the people who can steal, they believe in secret. That what they can hide in the net to go steal, they want for people to see them. The higher government behaving. And it's surprising to some of us. Because we know that you guys should be the people that know everything. Should be the people that know all the book in the world. You guys should be the people. What?
20 seconds.
You guys should be the people. Don't call me up because you ain't let to hear me.
I'm 20 seconds.
You ain't let to hear me when I talk. You can't say you're 20 seconds.
That 1 minute, my man.
Now, not 1 minute, not 1 minute. They want to put off.
Vasco, go ahead. You're going over 3 minutes now.
I also be.
Go ahead.
I'm to the point. I know my voice. Don't get a result. So that's it. This criminal, this government is proceeding wrongly. And anything that go against the law of our country is criminal in nature. So this government, every day you say, oh, President, we are government on this, President, we are government on that. Even the Igbo man deal that you guys were sending people China and go check for Igbo man office, they went through procedures. And that Igbo man deal was to what? Build the road in the southeast.
That is not.
But to it, man going
all right, Vasco. All right, Vasco, land back.
Give me chance.
Please, land on Vasco.
I almost there.
Vasco.
1 second.
Don't be repeating yourself all day and talking about making sense.
Going contrary to the conversation.
Yeah, man.
No, listen. Today you guys won the yellow machine. You won the yellow machine, even if it don't go through the referral procedure. You won the yellow machine to build the rules. But the Igbo man deal, okay, was to build the entire southeast, not to go greater road, but to pave it.
All right, Vasco, thank you.
But you guys went against it, but today you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. Hey, Rudolph, go ahead, brother.
Yes, I'm a firm believer that the best and fastest way that our country can get developed is not by infrastructure or agriculture or what have you. I think for me is the development of the minds. And that is not limited to just what you learn in the classroom. That is also developing the minds against corruption. That is also developing the minds to understand that to understand our rules were made, laws were made to protect the country and to protect us as well. So yes, and I said this to say that so I know Desmond and Cindy and spoke about the impact this may have on the next generation and who are going to pay for it. That's a valid point. But for me, I am mostly I'm not coming from the who will pay for a part. I am coming from the part that says, what message does such a thing send to the next generation? My point has always been definite on this show. I support that this government with everything. I don't think anybody here love JMB more than me, honestly. But it's important to speak truth to power. To whom much is given, much is expected. Trust me, guys. If this was George Weah's regime, I wouldn't be this critical, or maybe we may not have been this critical because these are things that we would expect from a George Weah. But we have we have someone like JNB, who when he enters a room, one of the characteristics that shows from him is integrity, honesty. So it's with this background that we are approaching this issue that we are being this critical on this issue. We are young people coming up too, and maybe we will want to. Some of us will want to. Vie for power one day, or we may find ourselves in such positions. What are you telling us? That only because people want to build roads or people want to benefit, so we should ignore the laws? Is that the standard that you are setting for us? That is where we go against it. And let me say this: I am from Bapolu County, a county that is supposed to be close to Monrovia, but yet too far because of bad roads, because of bad road network. So I would be one person who will embrace yellow machines. I will embrace roads construction, but it should come in the right way, my people. Because JMB was not elected only to develop Liberia. No, he was elected because we wanted him to set a standard so that people that will come after him will know that it's not business as usual. You will have will have something to stand on. You will have standards, performance standards that you will be judged by. That's why we voted. That's why we campaigned for JMB. So for instance, when Desmond come here and tell us that it may be for what's her name or Mamaka, he has right to say these things. Anybody can come up and say anything; they will be right because we don't have the information. And with the level of traction that this whole yellow machine thing has, if it was done freely and fairly, trust me, this government will have had the best PRO on this project because of the level of traction it has. So what is stopping them? That is from where our perspective are informed. Thank you.
So I know Ture is on the phone. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
I agree with you, Rudolph, really. And I know I've already spoken on this topic, but you couldn't have said it any better. I agree with you totally. We are not against this yellow machine coming to country or this yellow machine coming to country. Like I said earlier, we want them. But I was very surprised tonight by to hear my brother River say that, let's do it this way, just because we want development. So let's know the laws on the book. I mean, I could understand my brother's frustration when it comes to the legislators who are stealing from the wealth of our nation. And we are also against their actions. Raymond, I mean, all of us here, I don't think we like what's happening in the House, or at the more our lawmakers. I don't think we like what's happening. I'm for one part against them getting $45,000 vehicle, right? I mean, I think we can do better with that money. I want us to start following the models of other countries, where we don't pay those people so much money, right? So I get it. I get how when things go in there, it could be a little complicated to get results. But again, we are a country of law. We wrote those laws. The president that we're talking about is an integrity icon. That's what we voted on. We were all on the show here. We sang that song to the Liberian people. And the frustrating part is we are not getting any information. The machines are in country. We're hearing that they are loan. We're hearing that they are gifts. For me, I can tell anybody listening to my voice, no one anywhere in any part of the world that will give you those kind of machines, very expensive machines, and say, I dash it on you.
But Chalahu, let me slow you.
All right, hold on, guys. I say I dash it on you. Free of charge. Something must be in it. There's one of our mountains in it, our minerals in it. What is the interest of that individual or that company that is dashing you all those machines?
Nobody knows.
What is Liberia giving them? So let the government come out and tell us what's going on. That's it.
All right, Mr. Jallo, thank you very much. Look, I was just on the phone with Nelson. He's facing some technical difficulties. So I'm gonna take over hosting the show until he can get back. So look, we're gonna transition pretty soon on our next topic. But I'll give Raymond 20 seconds, and then Francis, you'll take the next 20, then Desmond, and then
Desmond will take 20. I'll take 20 after Desmond. I'll take after Raymond.
All right. Go ahead.
So, guys, I understand everything you're saying, but such a time, such a situation. In dealing with situation in leadership, you do case by case. You don't do a blanket treatment. Kagame today in Rwanda, we're talking about. We knew Kagame to be a dictator. That's the public image about Kagame. Until his action proved truthful. Now Africa celebrates Kagame. Gerald Rawlings, when he took over, Gerald Rawlings was a dictator. The public image about Gerald Rawlings was negative until the end justified the means. Right now, we got Joseph Boakai. Everything we sing here is speculation. And we say all the speculation is right, but it contradicts one another. That ideology is faulty. For me, I say let the end justify the means. Let allow it to play out. I understand right now there's a breakaway from the norms. Business as usual. Give the legislators brown envelope for them to approve what you're doing. If a project is 80 million, raise it to 100 million, get a 20 million to the legislators, and use 80 million to do the project. Let us not pretend like we're not aware of what's happening in our country. And we're insisting that this old method of doing things that never yield no results, we should do it just because of the sake of the law about it. Look, not everything
thank you,
that is
Raymond.
legal is not everything that is legal is prudent.
Thank you, Raymond. Yeah, Desmond, go ahead. 20 seconds, please.
So Raymond's 1,000% right. It's 1,000% right. You want to change the system. You don't want to go back to this legislature. You don't want to go back. The good thing that happens there, our constitution provide mechanisms for you to do exactly what you just said, right? You go back to the rule. You can use law to break laws, right? You can use law to change laws. The way they changed the anti-slavery law in America, President Abraham Lincoln used the interstate commerce to pass the Emancipation Act. He didn't go nowhere else and say, I'm a president, so who black people are free? They went back to the rule, they went back to the constitution and said, well, all men are created equal. They said some men. And you telling me here now, so what you saying here to me, Remo, the president in 2029, if it happens to be George Weah, can come on and say, you know what, we're revolutionary. Guess what? I will pay myself whatever money. Nothing going to pass you the house because of certain time. Who determined that time? You, Remo? If men are left to their own devices, they don't strive for good. That's why laws are in place. Because the best instincts of people is self-survival. If men are left to their own devices, they would not do good. Laws are in place to check people's behaviors. So you telling me now, desperate time cover, desperate measure, you measuring that time. We have got president 2029. He said, guess what? Desperate time cover, desperate measure. Everybody in the president that I know, my wife, I pay my next 100 accommodations. The government have to pay for it. You know why? Because this is desperate times. What will you say? No, it's not desperate times.
Thank you.
No, you don't have the measuring of that.
Thank you, Desmond.
That's why I answer your question by saying they ain't justify the means, but you ain't know all that. For a reason best known to you.
Let make
so until it's done and we know the outcome, let us not speculate.
Right, okay, look.
We won't speculate because they don't give us no information.
You speculate, but you're wrong.
Hey, Francis, go ahead. 20
yeah,
seconds.
You see, the problem here is, Desmond, our brother Rudolph, and Sandy. This is a problem with Liberia, though. What other countries sometimes will take drastic action? Look at the kid in Burkina Faso. He took over to a coup d'etat in 2022, right? Today, Burkina Faso is on the map because he's putting his foot down and doing what's best for his people. But Liberia, we sit here. Oh, yeah. We know how to use bulk like Satya. But in the same people that don't even know how to spell their name, who made a lawmaker, they use our people and pull us back generations. Where our people will be speaking, while the people who couldn't even afford to pay things. But our people continuously suffer. We have companies since Eddie Johnson took office first term that now has 50 years, 30 years contracts with no benefit to our people. Then we can talk about, President Parker, why you say, well, this man is simple to mountain. If our people will be able to go on that farm, like they used to do, get that pineapple, put that fresh thing and choose it to the road. People buy it. Right everywhere, people not suffering, people not going to beg no senator or representative to pay natural medical bills. And I'm not saying that international law to suffer our people, because you are rules and law. Jerry deal with Ghana. The thing we want to senators are talking about today. Come on, man. We know what we're talking about here. You keep going the soft way. Those fat cats in the three branches of government. I apologize to them for saying this is a bit steady. Because people are legal criminals. They put all the money in the budget for themselves. While our people suffer.
Too much passion, Francis. Too much passion. I love it. Hey, Rudolph, man, 20 seconds. Let transition back, please.
Just before I say what I have to say, let me say this. Toure is probably the happiest man tonight because Nelson got frozen and then he has to recuse. He has to take over in Nelson's place, so then he doesn't have to make his say on this issue. Toure, you are lucky. But I will say this, and Sandy said it. Liberia is your country, Francis is my country too. You are passionate, I am also passionate. But when it comes to issues about breaking the laws, issues about corruption, because, hey, don't forget, this in itself is corruption. You don't have to go steal money before you be corrupt. When you bypass the law to do certain things, when you have the laws on the book, that's corruption. So what we are agreeing, or what you guys are agreeing to here, is corruption. Just so you know, let's keep that at the back of our mind when we engage these things. And we shouldn't come up here with our personal feelings or sentiments, because when you do that, then it kind of narrows your judgment on these issues. You tend to, you tend to say things that probably you don't even mean. You heard yourself just now. Say Aputu Mountain if you have to, bro. Why should we even be sending such a message out there? Like, this is a big platform, and we are listened to not just by Liberians but around the globe. And such message, we shouldn't be sending it out. We are not against against development. I will never be. Like I said, I am from Bapolu County, and the roads in my county are very bad. I would love to see it be paved, but it should be done properly, because whatever that is not done right is not done at all. And you say Jerry Rawlings, you say whoever.
Thank you, Rudolph.
These things worked because at that time, like the time for Jerry Rawlings, like at that time those things could have worked. But now, even Ghana, like you're talking about, those things cannot work in Ghana anymore.
Thank you, Rudolph.
We have to understand seasons for certain things. What?
So that work
Thank you, Rudolph. Okay, guys.
Is not like ours. The
All
way
right,
ahead of
guys.
us.
Can I please ask Rudolph a very critical?
Can everybody just mute themselves, please? That way,
Yeah.
we can have a,
just to
Rudolph,
conclude,
10
finally,
seconds, please. 10 seconds.
Desmond said something good about the laws. If we really want to do this, let's go back to the law. Don't forget, it was Tuer who said we should make WIA or benevolent detector. Guess what? We all blasted our statement here. So why now are we saying something?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Hello, Ray. I know you want to come in, but please, let's transition to the next topic. Then we'll come back. Nelson probably not going to come on the show. We're probably going to leave it by ourselves. But look, let me say this.
I beg, I just want to ask Rudolph a question. There's just a question for Rudolph.
Who do you want to ask a question to?
Rudolph, who just spoke. He raised a key point, and I think it's better to make some clarity on his point. He himself.
Okay, can we do that later on, please? Thank you very much. Look, guys.
Okay, if you choose to.
Yeah, my position on this whole thing. The last time we discussed this thing out of position where everybody, they literally ate me up. People called me and told me we did not expect you to take that position. But look, let me tell you this, and I slept on it, I reflected on it, and I can tell you this though, for free. I'm not totally conflicted about my position I had, like 2 weeks ago. At the end of the day, a wise man, Albert Einstein once said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. A statement that, baby police made famous in Liberia. But look, let me tell you this. At the end of the day, somebody will have to change certain things in the country. And if that's gonna be like violating a little bit of laws, I feel like we can take that chance. And I know, bro, that's strange to say so, but I'm telling you, brother, if we should follow the trend of event, how things happen in that country in terms of all of the bureaucracy and the Senate always wanting to eat or chop on something, nobody gonna solve problem. Up to now, I'm still sitting down, reflecting. I say, hold on, is this something that JMB can really, really, go into a convoluted arrangement that will hold Liberia back for a generation to come? Up to today's day, I still cannot fathom that. I cannot convince myself to believe that JMB can go in any arrangement that will be at the detriment of the country. So until someone can prove me wrong on that, but let's transition to the next topic. Guys will know very well something that came up. Like today, it was all of social media. I don't want to say it's definite because things can come out of Liberia and if you not lay your hand on facts, at least not on the executive mansion website, that the finance minister resigned. For me, I'll just consider as a mere speculation right now. But there are different outlets carrying a story. Some people are saying, you know what I mean, it's due to his health condition. Others are saying that the president is not, or satisfied with the output of the finance minister. So everybody carrying their story in different ways. But we are here to have our position on this. This is not, this is not. We just trying to maybe speculate a little bit on what exactly that's going on right now with that of the finance minister. So I mean, let's take a minute or so on this to really go deeper into what is happening. A finance minister, someone that I respect a lot. I feel like he's a brain. When that information came out today, I sort of got something like I felt sick to my stomach. Because I know this guy, actually not knowing like some of you, because I'm not living in Liberia, but like I know this guy to be someone that gets it. And to have this kind of young person resigning a position early in the go of this rescue mission, that's gonna shock wave across the country and look, across the world. Liberians everywhere around the world. So guys, if this is actually true, what is your position? What do you make of this whole story of Finance Minister Boima Kamara resigning at this time? Let's start with this one.
Yeah, for me, this is this illustrates a very good point that Liberians need to understand. There's a distinction between a research person, a person that's higher in education. Some people go to higher education, they get a PhD, but they're not effective in working in organizations, like organization structures. They're not effective in pushing things out. Keep in mind, for my last 2 years under Ellen, when he was finance minister, the first 2 years when he was finance minister under Ellen, if you look at that time frame, it was like preparing to leave. So it's just administratively handing things out, doing things to make sure all administrative processes were met. Prior to that, Boima came from central bank. So when you talk about economic policies, structure, real data, understanding policies, doing a lot of key bill research, I believe that's Boima's strength. That's my opinion. I believe that's his strength. So when he came to finance ministry, when the last 2 years of Ellen was another administrative rigmarole. Now Boima has to really, really understand the country from a development. Because finance ministry not just finance, developmental and planning structure, and allocate resources to those things. If you see Boima's first budget, people blasted Boima about the first budget that he brought. And the blast was this: he wasn't ambitious enough, right? It was just meeting status quo. Nothing in it was like very progressive to illustrate the president's agenda. Now, Boima is leaving. The report, my one concern about this, I think this is a good thing that he's resigning, in my opinion. It's a very good thing that he's resigning. If Liberia was a country that had the resources, Boima is an added asset to the country, but not from a finance minister standpoint. Another thing I read in the reports, again, since we're all speculating, people say he's leaving for health reasons. If he's sick, the finance minister will not be sick to the central bank. Because they say you're leaving the finance minister to go to the central bank. If he's sick, the finance minister, the central bank will not get sick though. You know what I mean? So if he's not leaving for health, if it's not health reason, send him back to the bank, utilize his resources there, right? But if it's health reason, please don't send him to the bank because you still get sick there too. You know what I mean? We saw the delay beyond the bank. We saw the delay in the budget coming. We saw the missing the budget. We saw them bringing back senators back. I will go right back to something I said before. When I talk about the laws, if Joseph Boyka, let me tell you, the budget comes from the executive before you go to the Senate. And Musa was on Spoon yesterday. Musa said something. Representative Ability said something very poignant. He said, if the government, the executive brought a budget to us, where the managing directors, the ministers, their salary are cut down to $3,000, and they tell us in our same budget, right? That budget reflects that we are making $3,000. We don't have the balls to, we won't have the necessary requirements to say we're not cutting, we increasing our salary. But the cut don't come from them. And when they get to the representatives, they say to the representative, you cut your own. So it's like, which one came first, the chicken or the egg?
Okay.
It actually was the egg.
All right. Thank you very much. Yo, Sandy, you just got on, but I'm hoping that you've been following Boima Kamara, man. Boima Kamara, I mean, I'm not gonna say definitely that he resigned, but that's what is actually out there that the president asked him to resign. You know, everybody's saying their own. But what is your position if in fact this is the case that we're gonna have a young man resigning early in the go. Sandy,
You're
I hear you.
muted. You mute us, Sandy.
You guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was just saying that, like you said, this is a speculation. We don't know exactly why he resigned. One thing we know for sure is actually he resigned because I listened to Spoon, and at almost towards the end of the show, it was confirmed that the president had received his letter. The detail of the letter has not been disclosed to the Liberian people. The speculation we are getting is that he resigned because he's sick, like you said, or that the president do not have any confidence in him at the Ministry of Finance. At this point, it's speculation. Now, I want to focus on his health. If the brother, because actually, not too long ago, as a few months ago, we heard that he was sick. It was announced that he was not doing well. In fact, Minister Kamara has not been appearing in public forum. Now, the budget hearing, I saw his deputy. His deputy was the one who was at the budget hearing. Minister Kamara wasn't there. So I want to believe very closely that he may have some health issue. I think that's where my belief would be at this point. So if it's really because of his health issue, then I pray for his health to recover. Minister Kamara is someone that I want to believe the president have a lot of confidence in. I mean, he was appointed by the president very early on. So there was no delay in that process. So they know him and they know what he can do. So again, I'm going to leave it very brief. If it's his health, then I wish him speedy recovery. But then I also hope that the president will have someone very strong to replace Boma Kamara with. The Ministry of Finance and Development Planning is a very key area, and we need someone that can help to steer that ministry to help Liberia economy to grow. Rwanda reported recently for their second quarter, Q2, their economy grew 9.7%. It grew, right? We need someone who also understands growing our economy to occupy such a position. So I will leave it here and pray that the brother recover if it's really related to his health.
Okay, thank you very much, Ray. Ray, I mean, obviously, you probably might know of Boma Kamara, better than any one of us here because you work in government before, or at least that I know of all of the rest of the guys on this panel. I mean, do you really think this is something that his health just came into it to just try to hide something, or this is, or this have to do with his health genuinely?
Well, like Cindy said, we've been hearing for a while that he hasn't been well. And I know Boyman from the UL. I attended the UL a semester. He was there. He was one of the leaders, a very young man who had an open arm trying to mentor other young men. He's older than me, and he tried to mentor me at the time. So we built, and he was like looking out for other young people. And I know that academically he's brilliant. And besides that, he has an impeccable character. He's a gentleman. His heart for Liberia is unmatched. He walk, live, thinks Liberia. And he would do anything for the betterment of this country. So it's sad hearing that he's resigning or talking about resignation. And I've heard his ill health issues as well. So I believe if there's anything to reassign him, given the situation at the Ministry of Finance, I believe it's a lot more tedious at the Ministry of Finance than it might be at the central bank in terms of policy and getting things done, because there's competing interest from different line ministry and agency with finances, and you got to be doing all of that. So I think if they're taking him from there, he's best suited, and reassigning him is a better thing given his health situation. We do not know what he's suffering from and what his situation is. But before I go on to the next person or leave me, I would like to just respond to my brother Rudolph's statement about corruption. Rudolph, I was once audited by the GAC, a program that I did. There were missteps, but the GAC did not consider it corruption because the technical definition of corruption, one, must benefit and must hurt someone. So, and it must have a motive. So if the motive is not corruption, it could be a misstep, it could be breaking of the law. Because what I did was a misstep, it did not call it corruption. So
But we don't
the
know
technical
that yet,
definition.
though.
Okay.
No,
All right,
yes.
guys,
So, but you define it not knowing it. So when you don't have the fight, you define it. We're at the fights, and you call it corruption.
Everything
So
we
you
are
in
saying
error.
here, we are speculating.
All right, let's keep it right there.
So
Let's continue on the topic,
It's all
please.
speculations.
All right.
Because
So I'm
the
saying
government has
no,
not
but
made a position yet, right?
hold on now, hold on. Desmond went back, and you didn't. You allowed him to speak in his time. He went back and he spoke to some other things. So I'm just using my time
because
to.
we
You
said
said,
how to go. All right. So look, we'll come
yeah,
back.
you
to
said
the
I
whole
was okay.
corruption.
So in that thing,
But
yeah,
look,
so.
Francis, my man, obviously we know very well we supported a rescue mission here. And to see a young man like the finance minister, a man that any one of us can actually put our head on a chopping board, that he loved the country and he's a good Christian. You know what I mean? Why do you make up the major resigning, my man? Like, you know, I mean, that's
I mean, Ture, I don't know much about Bama Kamara, but what I would say is we all talk about one young folks in the administration. I heard a lot of good things about him, but this government being in office now probably like six months or so, and half of this term he hasn't been active. Honestly, there was speculation that people witch him or whatever the case may be. He was saying all kinds of crazy talk came out. So he has been sick, according to what we've been hearing for months now. So if he resigning due to that, I don't have much to say or come and speculate about, or if he's not sick or he's just, or the president doesn't have confidence in him, whatever the case may be. I would just stick with it, what was being put out there that he was sick. Because, I mean, all the other cabinet ministers were actively involved, traveling here and there, but he was out of the public sphere for a while. So, I mean, if he is sick, we wish him speedy recovery. You know, as one of the brains of Liberia there, let him get better, let him rest. If he can come back in the administration down the line, that's fine. If he will pick up in another administration or even go into the private sector, we appreciate that. But if he's sick, if he says resign due to sickness, let him, we wish him Godspeed and speedy recovery. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, Ray, I mean, Rudolph, look, my man, you're a number guy. And I'm pretty sure if you're looking at Liberians out there that you actually look up to at least to a certain extent, Bama Kamara will actually be one of those gentlemen. What do you make of this sudden, you know, like resignation, man? Not even 7 months into the goal, bro. Bro, say, you know what? I've had enough, man. I'm gone. I mean, what do you make of it?
I mean, you just took the words out of my mouth, actually. You know, I've been following Burma for some years now, and I mean, he is even one of my motivations for me trying to get a master's in this thing in developmental economics, because he obtained a master's before going back to Liberia to hear the MFDP. But yeah, I mean, we have all said it here that he's a smart young man, and I mean, I think he is passionate about Liberia, like any other person would be. You know, I don't want to take a position on this based on speculations. I mean, like, what is confirmed for now is that he has sent in his resignation, and I mean, if he is sick, we prayed for Godspeed and we wish him the best. If he is not, if it is true that the president asked him to resign because of performance issues, then when that is confirmed, then we will take our position. But for now, I cannot take a position. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Vasco, my man, to you by opposition. I know very well Bama Kamara and Samuel Twelve. How would I say? I mean, I don't know what I mean, nemesis or whatever you want to call it, but I know very well he was giving a lot of blows to Samuel Twelve during the CDC reject. So I don't know. I'm not going to preempt what you're about to say, But I know it's not going to take any one of us by surprise. So what is your position about Burma Command resignation?
Thank you, Ture. To serve in such a corrupt government is very terrible. Is no Burma family. They used to be ready to sit down. Burma is a straightforward guy. He got a background from the church also. He believes in principles. So working as the finance minister, Burma's sickness, and not sickness that just somebody threw something on him. Burma's sickness is the pressure from the corrupt individuals. That is Burma's problem. Because I know, imagine, Jojo want money, Tantan want money, Mamaka Belete they want money. Everybody just calling for money. Seriously, they may complain. They may be complaining. Everywhere, ministry, different ministry, they just pressurizing them, man. People carry the mail complaint to the president. All kinds of things. The pressure. And you will hear this thing. When that man leave in our country and come back to America, if he's saying the man sick because of a health issue, then you hearing that they say, oh, they want to send him to another place. So when you go to the other place, there's a health issue, we're not getting out there too. This is the reality that I'm giving you people. Burma been pressurized. And this is another government. Burma time with the Unity Party, we all know the Unity Party have budgetary support. They have money coming in. They have a lot of money coming in. So the finance minister during that time, you have a lot of money and things, you stretch your hands and do one or two things. But right now, it's not easy. You look in the whole budget, there is no support for anywhere. Nobody giving liberal cent. Because everybody sitting on the fence watching. You have to go and generate revenue to be able to carry on some of the projects. So when you start pressurizing the finance minister at this kind of edit stage in your government, that's a serious problem. Then people came to steal, and the people came directly to steal. These people got the notion that President Bouaka is not running again. And once President Bouaka is not running again, Unity Party cannot win election in our country. So the mistake we made during my time was here thinking, say, we're going to go back again. We got here, we got poor and broke right now in America. This is our time. This is an opportunity we have right now. We got to make use of it. So, if you cannot play by the rules for no big boss right now, you're going. That is just it, Ray. I will stop right there.
Thank you, Vasco. So we're going to transition a little bit to the phone line. Maybe just get maybe 5 or 6 callers in to have that perspective. Then we oh man, guys, everything I'm going through, Nelson is the one who's feeding me all these things right now, guys.
While we're waiting for the phone calls, let me just ask. I thought I'd double Jala job to collect revenue.
You're doing good, Ture. You're doing good, bro.
Thank you,
I thought I would double Jala job to generate revenue.
Desmond. Yeah, Desmond, but don't correct Vasco. Anything Vasco says, just for the
I didn't talk about collecting revenue.
You said generate revenue, but stop lying, man.
No, I said, listen, obviously, I said generate revenue, so I said I'm generating revenue.
But the man you're talking about,
that's the number right there.
Government.
Bro, you rest. Sorry. You rest.
Guys, let me
survive. When they generate more revenue.
Vasco, you are on one team to beat, but they don't support a team.
So you want to contribute? That's the number there: 267-648-9692. 267-648-9692. You can call WhatsApp. You can call direct. That's the number there. Call and have your say on all of the topics that we discussed tonight. And have your position. The yellow machine. Oh, there you go. We have a caller here. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Dre, it's Tommy Jr. calling from Virginia. How are you?
Yeah, hold on a second for me, Tom. Let me connect you to this.
Okay, no worries.
All right, there you go. Go ahead. What's your name? Where are you calling from again?
Tommy Jr. calling from Virginia. How are you, my brother?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for calling, bro.
Absolutely. I just want to say good evening to all of our wonderful gentlemen on the panel. Just give me. I just want to ask for a couple of minutes because it's something I really want to explain. It has to do with this substance use prevention in our country. So my comment is specifically about the task force that was established by the president. I've been calling, as often as I can, and I've talked about my frustration with it. And one of the reasons is the fact that the president did not include the education ministry on there. And there's other folks too that should be included, but specifically the education ministry. I think oftentimes in Liberia, when we look at the fight against substance use or substance abuse, we focus mainly on the punitive measures. But prevention is such a pivotal part to it. We have to engage the community. We have to get the community involved. On that task force, there should be educators. Why? Because the next generation of young people have to know that substance is bad. Not just that it's bad for you, but exactly how it affects the mind, how it affects the body.
Right.
Our people are not even being educated on that. And when we just focus on the intervention instead of the prevention, it becomes a cycle. We need to have a different approach on that. There should be youth representatives. There should be nonprofit representatives. There should be community representatives. And let me end on this. Where I sit on the task force, substance use task force in the state of Virginia. And what we do, one of the main things that we do is community engagement. We provide information. We teach, revive. Somebody mentioned Narcan. I think it was Francis. We teach people how to use Narcan. And I know the resources are different. I understand that. And I'm going to end on this. If the government want to be serious about preventing substance in this country.
Hold on a second.
All right. What else? It's just going to be a cycle. Thank you for giving me the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much. Thanks for your contribution. Yeah, caller, go ahead. What's your name and where you calling from? Hello? Caller, are you there? All right, that line dropped. Caller, what's your name and where you calling from? Okay. Yeah, go ahead, say, call in. Have your sit, 267-648-9692. I had a call online, but that line dropped. Hopefully I can get this person on. All right, there you go. Another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes. Hello. This was one calling from the Abu European.
Okay, go ahead, man. 1 minute. What's your say?
Yeah, thank you guys for the show tonight. It's amazing to see Liberians coming together and discussing about issues pertaining to our country.
Okay.
Well, you see, my brother, that the people always say, they said, when Christmas is going to be good, from the Eve. The situation for our country, personally, it is so complex. And when you get people that want to see the right thing being done, and the right thing is not being done, an logical person would prefer to stay away or to resign. A logical person that wants to see the right thing being done. And I think that is why it happened with Mr. Kamara. He's a young man, very energetic, love Liberia, care about this country. He served in any government and wanted to see the same better thing for Liberia.
Okay.
But you see, right now, what is happening in the country is so pathetic. I was just in Liberia just 2 months ago, and there's so many things happening in our country that leading our people to continue to suffer.
Okay.
And when you in those positions, and maybe certain people want to achieve certain things, and that possibility is not there, there's going to be pressure on you. And that's what happened to Mr. Kamara.
Okay, thank you very much, caller. Let I hold you there, all right? Thank you very much for your contribution. Hello, caller. Where you calling from? What's your name and where you calling from?
This Hashim Famula calling from Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. I know you've been calling a lot. Yeah, go ahead. Have your say 1 minute.
Yeah, what I get to say about the yellow machine, I support President Bagai. I know he proceeded the wrong way. But to all of those people on Capitol Hill, they are all criminal. Even President Bagai going to buy tune the one brown envelope. So it was why he did it was bad. But again, it's in the interest of the Liberian people. And second more, that's what the lion, but they quote unquote for the 3 machine. It was 27 machine. The balance 16, it was not paid for. It's stay in the country. So you must say, President, we are paid for the 3 machine. So you must lie to the public.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Oh man, Vasco getting your own inside too. Don't buy not easy. Let me everybody get this song. Yeah, caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
It is Walker calling from Virginia.
Hey, what?
And yeah. First of all, let me tell you the brother on the show is sorry for the brother death. That has nothing to do about the experience. But the issue with Boston Nigeria is trying to use America as an example. I would not rather be able to do that because America, with all of billions, have failed in the wrong stuff. If you talk about White House briefly, right now the briefly and the White House is called a briefly, not yet. So to get back to the new topic, we all agree we want revolution. Revolution is good. The process, I would say, is not a young process. I am now going to sound the way I'm going to sound right now because I'm supposed to know how government works. But Nigeria, or a country like Nigeria, government is a different animal. Let me make you a quick example here. The thinking of the lawmaker is not to carry on projects in the history, in the county, but they have money allocated to carry on projects. Well, what is the job to develop a city? What is the job of the county authority? Or the citizens are doing this job. So many things are happening in Nigeria that is not going according to the law.
Okay.
And for me, if you ask me my question, I prefer the BB debt and see what I'm in debt for than the BB debt of 1.20 billion. It cannot see why I'm doing it back. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. That was a nice caller right there. That was some, you know what I mean? I totally agree with that caller on that last position. You know, guys, obviously, I think we're just gonna hold it there for the call. It's 11:30 Eastern time here. You know, and we have to you have to be up in the morning anyway. But thank God Nessie is here. Nessie, my man, take it away, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man.
From home.
Yeah, I had to make some quick adjustment. Yeah, but thank you very much, Ture. Thanks to everyone.
You know, trying to fix things from the back.
It's not easy. I got love.
Yeah, love.
Yeah,
Make
man.
it.
Thanks a lot, Ture, man. You know, Vasco, how was Ture? Did he treat you like Emmy does, or?
No, I was treating Vasco nice.
Vasco,
no, wait, see, look. No,
Vasco, we can't hear you though.
Let me say this, right? Let me say this. Vasco, there's the thing. The way Vasco talks, right? It's like he talks, yeah, he's not on a talk show. You know what I mean? He be so calm, trying to take his time and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And look, I appreciate that, but bro, there's this. You have to move fast, bro.
You know, we pray for long life.
I like that.
Some of you people, especially my man Raymond, they may who serve in government, who got experience more than us. That they may today saying that I ain't got nothing to say right now. I want to see. They didn't follow. Yeah, you once you don't.
Okay, Vasco, like closing. Do your closing. I see you already talking.
Let me do my next down. You want me to do my closing? When I know every time I do my closing, and all the guys stay behind there, you know they will come after me. Maybe when they send me, they will come after me. So no problem. But I mean, it was a great show, and I mean, we're gonna come here every night and say what we have to say. Our people will be the judge. And I will come here like this every night because you guys are giving us the strength. This government giving us strength to talk. Because simple things. And sometimes my head can be hurting. Simple things that we don't, none of us will come and sit here and be talking about yellow machine. Nobody. Public worker, almost like 40 some more machines. As I learned, the 16-year came in the country and it's going to pay $800,000.
Which for the some of machine public worker?
George, we have brought 43, I think 43 machine. But right now they got a 20 something. Yeah, the balance is okay. No, that's in the country. It's there. The guy can release it. He will not release it until
you don't know where I bring it.
Remember the people money pay. You see, the problem with you guys and myself, for you people, you can just sit down and you'll be listening to somebody talk something and you'll take it. But for me, I own favorite. I
talking about money.
But how you gonna get your information? You don't.
I've studied Vasco body language. The moment
Vasco close now, and I closing. Let Vasco close.
Okay, so thank you, Vasco. Thank you, Vasco. Thank you, Vasco.
You see the boy interrupting me.
Okay, Vasco, just take 20 seconds now, so we
you
can.
See that? No problem. I will take 20 seconds. So I mean, since I've been knowing government from the Doe era coming all the way to the President Bouaga, this government will go down in history as the worst government ever. Worst government ever. And today, mark my word. I always told you people, where we left Liberia is so terrible right now. Everything going to increase. Corruption is on the increase. Things prices on the increase. Everything is just mess up. Are we trying to fix it? No. They're not even trying to fix anything. They keep making it worse. But our brother will sit down here and still comparing your government. How can you compare the government with CDC government? How? The things CDC did in our country, you know any government who have done it? The things we did, development.
Thank you too now.
Can you name me one president? Let's say provide knowledge and understanding for the people.
Please take over here.
I will stop right here because the company young are here. I'm not going nowhere with you.
Okay.
So, can I close?
Let's go, Desmond. Desmond, you go ahead because you all the way in Australia. There, you go ahead. Close.
Yeah. I'll also be getting ready for work. What I would say is this, right? There's few calls. I really appreciate the guy that made the comment, the caller that made the comment on the drug, the substance abuse, and about the task force and educators. That's pretty good about contributing. And I think I was in the Army and I had a commander that used to tell me one thing. He said, before you come to me with a question, have 10 answers for that same question. Because I have 10,000, I have 150 soldiers I have to deal with. So when you come into me, bring solutions, and then I'll be able to pick from your solution and tell you which one better, you go back and solve it. So I believe that's the problem-solving solutions, right? I don't like to just criticize people. Vasco, today I learned something very, very important from you. The way you are able to turn to politicize Burma resignation as it relates to politics, that was very, very magnificent. Right, and this is a compliment from me to you, but it's a compliment in the negative. Don't take it wrong with it. That was very, 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 very magnificent. I've never seen nobody do it before. And we're talking about people health here, but you did a good job. what I would say on my closing topic is this. What I would bring
That's what your pa guy.
Oh, Nelson, come back again. No, but I said that thing with a straight face. You saw me laughing. Rudolph, did I laugh? I didn't laugh. That was a compliment. I gave my friend a compliment. I did. You saw what the boy. You saw how that man was able to politicize Burma resignation in a way that I've never seen before. That was magnificent. I've made it from the bottom of my heart. But he will not just run with it because that's not a good thing. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But let me finish my point. The point I want to make here is this, right? And I will not stay too long. You see, budget. Liberia has a budget problem. If you look at for the last 8 years, our budget been consistently the same, going up, and money going to one set of people. And here's one thing that's been very consistent in our budgetary system. The same woman has been deputy minister for budget for the last 6-7 years, and she's going to be there for the next 8. And potentially, if Jeremiah Coons wins the election, she'll be finance minister, right? This is the implementation. What she does is reprint the budget on the scene until the old people from last year put it on the new people, add some money to it. She was 6 years minister of budget under George Weah. And then you wonder why budget is the representation of Weah's budget. Here's the problem. I'm bringing solutions to Boyka. Tane, Deputy Minister of Finance for Budget. She was 6 years under George Weah, 2 years under Ellen, and now she will be there again going forward. So these are the issues we're talking about. We're bringing solutions. If you're looking at the new budget, right, you see a mirror representation of Boyka budget. Go by the George Weah 6 years. Take two of them. Take one subject off. Take the House of Representatives. Look at the last 2 years and see if there's any change from the 2 years, the last projection for the last 2 years to where these 2 years is right now, right? And see if there's any change. The only constant in that thing is that identical woman. She's the only constant. She worked 6 years for Weah, 2 for Ellen in that position of deputy minister, and now she's going to work going forward. So let's just look at it from that standpoint. You're talking about change. That's it right there for you, and I'll leave it with you, my brother.
So I'm going next.
Okay, yeah.
And that's I thought you're coming me. You not take over. Yeah. Mr. Jalo, you go ahead.
I think we had a very great show. Shirley, you are late to class.
Just as Cindy is about to speak,
my
Shirley
baby,
appears. And
my
then
baby
Cindy
show up.
loves his train of thought.
I didn't know what to say again. Said,
Don't even start.
Then the way she keeps said, look at her.
And then everybody here confused now.
Yeah, let me get close my eyes.
The good thing I've been talking already, so I got my train of thought.
Let me get close my eyes and make my comments, you know.
I'm tired. Why you gotta close your eyes?
Yeah. Make it to all. But on a serious note,
Nelson, is that why you kept me at the back this long? Nelson was keeping me at the back. I'm so tired with you.
He kept me at the back for who they said he to come on and he brought you.
Nelson got problem. You see, Tommy Jr., I got to be speechless. You know, you're not getting the eyes I get right now, but it's okay. Let me go ahead. Look, on a serious note, we had a very good show.
Wedo. That was a good show.
That's so wrong.
Nelson, we have to go. Look, we had a good show. I want to agree with Raymond that the legislators are our biggest problem in the country. I think all of us here will agree. Look, let me tell you, if I were given a position today, and maybe this will hunt me down in the future when I'm running for president for Liberia, maybe this will hunt me down. Give me a position today, I will eradicate the legislators. We don't need them. Not for now. I'm being serious with you. We don't need them. Our country issue is not the issue of lack of laws. We pay a bunch of people over there, go to Most of them don't even go to work, go over there, argue among themselves, bring nothing to their various districts and their counties, and we give them almost half of our nation budget every year. They pay themselves very well. So I agree with you, Raymond. They are our biggest problem. But my brother, I disagree with you when you are telling the Liberian people that we should break the laws so we can bring in yellow machines. I think we can still bring in the yellow machines without breaking the laws. And that's what we should do. I think the biggest problem right now, and I said this thing before, with this current administration, is the lack of information dissemination. Communication have two key aspects to it. The timeliness of that communication and the accuracy of the communication. When the people need the communication, give it. We can be sitting here speculating whether these yellow machines coming to the country are on loan or whether they are gifted to Liberia. We need to know exactly where they are coming from, who giving it to us, and what is expected of us as a nation. We are not getting that. That's the same thing we face with President Weah. We're having issue with communication. And we beat up President Weah for that. Look, some of us don't come here to praise Sync for everything.
You better believe
when
that.
Our government is doing well, we will praise the government. And sometimes we may not even praise them. I'm not in a business to praise my employee every time they do well. I'm not in a business to do that. But I'm in a business to hold my employee accountable every time they have a misstep. That's my leadership style. Sometimes I will recognize you, I will give you bravo. I will give you monthly reward sometimes. But every time you miss a step, I'm going to hold you accountable. And that's what we will do here. We all here came and campaigned for President Boakai. But the greatest problem we are seeing with the administration right now is the lack of timely information.
Yep.
The issue of drugs in country, I said it earlier. I see leadership from the president. I don't think he's going to fight it just in one day. It's a cartel. America has been fighting drugs for many years. America is supposed to be the greatest nation on earth. Homeless people everywhere here on drugs. You think they don't have the money to fight? But the people that are behind the drugs, that bringing it into this country, America is fighting it. Very difficult to fight them.
All right, Sandy.
Liberia, we will fight.
Thank you.
But I don't think we can eradicate it overnight. It was a great show. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution.
No, I have to be yelling just to make my point because I don't want to look the other side anyway.
All right, Ray. Let's get you, Ray.
So, Sandy, I want to commend you again for flagging out the condition of the road and how you use your sport car or low car to reach as far as stall time. And because I've worked in the road sector for a while, I know the condition, the soil condition of toll time during the rainy season, what it's like. The legislature criticized the Minister of Public Works for doing that, claiming that he used $22 million in the budget that meant for Public Works to use, but because they had not approved the budget, he should have waited. That bureaucracy was going to do Liberia no good, was going to let the roads become deplorable, where goods and services could not leave Monrovia and reach the rural areas. And during the rains, the road condition was going to be terrible. But that was their argument. They're not fighting for the purpose of the people. They're fighting for their own self-esteem. They are the kings. A lot of them don't have even a good quality education. But yet when they go in section, they make noise like kids. They're not even deliberating our issues with any seriousness. They're talking like people who should not even be called honorable men for a single day in their life because they are so dishonorable. But these are the people who crying wolf for bureaucracy. Who gets hurt? The Liberian people when equipment comes? The George Weah equipment he brought were used equipment that come to our country and break down in no time. Don't even work quite 8 hours. And then they have to change a part on it. These are quite brand new equipment. This is a game changer. For me, I keep saying the end justify the means. I'm waiting with a tight lid and see if there are corrupt practices in this entire procedure I will criticize. But I'm not just going to cry wolf because I think there's something fishy. I understand those who should approve this will require brown envelope, which is corruption. I want us to break away from the culture of corruption. If a little break away from bureaucracy is going to make a change in Liberia, I call it revolutionary in here.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, we are not going to sit there and intellectualize the suffering of the people in Liberia. We've been sitting on this platform and going back in history and looking at all of the administrations. We can count right now from any time to George Weah time, all of the companies, all of the contracts signed. If you add them up, it's almost 300 years. 50 here, 30 here, like giving it all the popcorn, the grumpy. But our people, they go to bombing, they DIO, they destroy the road. No clinic, no school, nothing in bombing. They go to dig our gold, tap our rubber, cut our forest for timber and all that stuff. Our people are still suffering. And they went through the PPCC. See what I'm talking about here. And we want, but I saw sit and say, okay, make a move.
I mean, you get love, but you're not making it to there, bro.
They're just suffering. So they're suffering.
Like
That have for the last 18 years. Continue for the next 18 years. Now the children that are 18 years old today will be 36 years old in the next 18 years and nothing to show for. Then we're going to sit there and say, oh, we want to know. Yeah, we want to know. But those lawmakers, those dishonorable lawmakers, legal criminals, let them come up and say, you know what, Papi? These laws are behind the yellow machine thing. You know what, let's help you find the money to bring it so that all the laws can be quiet. But they won't do it. Sagi brought in 2029, they want the government to fail. They're going out in that fucking church all day praying. Let the government fail so we can maybe have a chance to come back. But y'all lie, y'all will not tell the people that 6 more ring made they not face the road. Because that road will be fixed. By the time you want to people will drive you from southeast straight to Morovia on good road. Then they say, don't come out here again. Thank you.
Good job, Francis. Francis, come to this discourse with passion, man. Passion. I mean,
it's fire up.
Fire up. Man. Francis, man, for too long.
When you see Francis in green, just know it's on.
I know why you saying you be yelling at that boy.
Rudolph, go ahead, brother.
Sandy was yelling too. Why you talking about Francis?
Like Francis, Liberia is not Burkina Faso.
Now yelling at that boy.
Oh man.
Liberia is not Burkina Faso.
Sandy,
Rwanda started from somewhere. You know, the same corrupting in Liberia that was there, and the cheating. So it's ginger too.
Hey, you'll be last, man.
You got a lot of Sagi.
Guess what?
You will still inside.
Guess what? John Readers
nation. We face that road. Like about 2029. Y'all will insult the Liberian intelligence. If I go sit down on your tree.
All right, Rudolph, go ahead.
You know, I mean, we should throw one I would say statement out of the window. I mean, I don't think this road project is being done only because JMB wants to score political points. No, I mean, let's not engage with such an argument, because then that will be telling the people that the reason why they are trying to break all of the laws and do it with, I mean, so fast is not because they actually care, but it's only because they want to win second round, which is not the case. You know, my stand, I mean, I am maintaining my stance. I mean, we want development. We want yellow machines, but we want them done properly. We don't want to send down the message that it just has to be done, good or bad. It just has to be done. Like I said, I mean, I am not focused so much on the monetary loss that we might go through from. I mean, in many years, I'm not so focused on the mineral loss either. I am focused on the standard that it will be setting. I am focused on setting precedent that the next generation will follow. And if we have JNB, who for us we believe that he is the last breed of his generation to save it and to set that standard for us. If he cannot do it, then that is where some of us are frustrated. That is where our frustration comes from. We're not saying that we don't want machines. We want it, but we want it properly. I mean, this was a good show. I mean, it was fire burn. We made good points tonight. I mean, even though we disagree with each other, but I mean, I think overall it was a good show, and I look forward to a better one tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
But you refuse to disagree with Raymond tonight because he chilled with
Rudolph, let me tell you.
Oh no, I did. But you saw the man coming back at me. I did.
Rudolph, the day everybody agree on the same thing. 10% agree on the same thing with absolute no contention.
Oh yeah,
and they did the wall end.
Oh, and just to end finally, you know, Sandy said that we cannot eradicate drug in few months or few years. I agree, but I will go further. We can never 100% eradicate drugs. That's just what I have to say. We can only minimize it.
There'll be petty drugs, but not the kind of drugs that are coming in on a job we are. But that'll be another topic for another day. Shelly, go ahead.
Well, hello everybody. I think you guys did have a wonderful show. I was watching you guys, and I tried getting on, but I think Nelson wanted just the men to be on, and Nelson is so intentional to put me on.
So we gave you the entire screen now because
Nelson is so intentional to put me on here like this. But anyway, it was a beautiful show. But I only came on because of Vasco. And I think Vasco made a really great point. You know, I love Vasco. I like how, you know, he was
not coming to the same thing Desmond did to our
I absolutely love Vasco. You know, I like for him to talk because he can actually contradict himself. And I just love to listen to him. So if you kind of pay attention to Vasco, you will see that at the end of the day, he will contradict himself, right? I love the point that he made that, you know, you cannot compare this current government with their past government. And I think he is absolutely right. Because their past government did not do anything valuable for the Liberian people. There is nothing to show. We still are missing the auditor. We still have people that they have no account of. So absolutely, we cannot compare their government with the current government because your government don't have anything to show, Vasco. So you are so right, and I just love to sit back and listen to you and just let you hang yourself. But anyway, guys, I'm sorry that I came late, but I was just watching you guys, and I wanted to come on and just let Vasco know he's doing a great job hanking himself and just contradicting himself when he answering the questions. So, that's it.
You came
and
on because Sandy here too, or just for Vasco?
Oh, I didn't even see Sandy, you know. I was like, wow, Sandy, like Africa is really treating you well. I mean, when you get back, Sandy, you just need to connect with me because I have to make sure that I put some plan in place for you to lose all that organic weight that you got on you. So that's it.
You know, my baby, I get back coming straight to you. Rudolph can be jealous all he wants.
Okay,
let me do one of closing now. Let me do one of closing.
Yeah, please, Alex, y'all ain't here, Sandy. He just playing.
But look, guys, on some serious note, we all come to this platform with passion. We love our country. Look, I'll be damned if I sit there and tell you, say, I don't want to move back like today to Liberia. I want to go back. I'm sick and tired living in a white man country, for real. My remaining years that I have on this earth, I want God to really, really give me that in my country where I'll go contribute to my people in Batala on pro bono basis, right? But look, I need roads to do that though. I need roads to do that. And I know Labra very soon in the July, Labra will be 178. You know what I'm saying? Look,
we shouldn't even be quoting numbers.
What do we have to show? So at some point we have to, like my brother Raymond put it eloquently. Nancy, what did Raymond say? So something you have to be what?
Yeah,
I forget how Raymond put it. But sometimes you really need to take some steps, right? That will not sound right. Even people that believe and trust in you. That sometimes they will actually look at it and say, nah, that's not Toure. That's not Raymond. I don't expect Raymond to go that route. I don't expect Rudolph to go that route. But you know what? The ends side justify the mean, right? And we can say this until Judgment Day. I'm of the opinion that JMB knows exactly what he's doing. JMB is not the kind of guy that expects to break laws or violate constitutional matters. But at some time, you have to sit down and actually look at yourself. They say when the iron hot, that's the time you're supposed to beat it. You don't wait for the iron cool. Maybe someone brought a deal to the papa say, if I take it to the burger, don't man total work my process. Let me just tell you anything here. Then we'll discuss it. I think sometimes you have to look at that too and trust the person that's doing it. We all can sit here and say, you know what, JMB have this kind of exemplary leadership and transparency and like my man Sandy put it, iconic, you know what I mean, or posture that he have exhibited over his career. So if that man is doing this today, can we also agree that maybe he's looking at something? Maybe he's looking at something. I just want to believe that. I'm yet to look, like I said, I've been conflicted over the Yellow Machine team for a very long time. And I and my boy Rudolph, we have talked on this behind the scene. But I'm still cannot come to myself and believe that JMB will do anything to compromise Liberia. Right? But something have to change though. We can't be doing the same thing over and over and expect different results. Someone have to come and challenge the status quo. Like we can see, this guy, this guy of Ghana, how do you call this dude? Gerald Rowland. When Gerald Rowland came to power, guys, he brought some changes that were crazy. This dude didn't kill his brother-in-law, right?
He broke the laws. He broke the laws.
Right?
His election was very exemplary too. The way he got elected was very exemplary too.
The man did a fuck with the time and pull one of your Democrat president in power. He came by and did a second coup d'etat. That president violated everything. He came by and did that the third time. He himself said, you know what? Let me do what I can do. And when I got left power, guess what? This dude, you were right in the city of Accra, right? When traffic sits, he would get out of the car, he would direct traffic, and get back in his car. He was never a threat to Ghanaians. So, I mean, sometimes someone have to come, do some things, and then lay the groundwork for future prosperity. And I think that's what JMB is doing. And if that happens for us to violate a little bit of law and rules and regulations and run away, I'm all for it, guys. I'm really, really all for it. 178 years old, that's now 175 days, guys. That's 178 years. Something have to change. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Thanks a lot, Toure, for holding it down. Thanks to everyone for holding it down tonight. Raymond, I see your hand up. We wanted to, okay. Yeah, let's hear you, Raymond. Let's hear you. Just before I move on.
So I've listened to a lot of people discussing in the yellow machine, the earth moving equipment, and some people ask what water truck and all doing in it. And I realized that a lot of Liberians would not understand the equipment required to do earth moving work on roads. So I just want to give this understanding because there are a lot of people on social media discussing this. Oh, they bring in trucks and they say yellow machine. So in Liberia, when we use yellow machine, we mean earth moving equipment. Equipment that can do farm work and road work. And all of those equipment you saw, like the water truck, because in order to compact the road, you need a amount of moisture in the soil. Sand or dust can compact. You need moisture in it. So the water truck will water the road when you're doing earthwork. So all of these things, they are earth moving equipment. I just wanted to give that clarity.
Thank you very much, Jure. Thanks a lot. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Raymond. Yeah. So two quick announcements I want to make. So the first one is that we have Mama, you lay by that also. So the first one is that we let's keep our sister Emmy in our prayers. There's some hurricane, I understand, in her states today. Yeah, and that has been causing some serious back and forth. I understand. Yeah, so you can reach out to Emmy just in case, check on her. And yes, so another one is that today is Shirley, you want to kickstart. I did it on the spoon talk, so that I time to do it now. So
okay.
Shirley and the rest of the family are celebrating Prince Judah's birthday.
Yes.
And
look at that suit. Ooh, that's the ice. The drip is too strong, man. Oh my God.
Really nice color combination. The suit is nice.
He turned 7 today, guys.
Shirley, you are going to style me into on my own birthday. You are
look at that. Anyway, no surprise there. The mom know how to design anyway.
There you have it.
Nice. Yeah.
Happy birthday, my guy. Oh,
happy birthday to Judah.
Thank you.
Judah, Cindy is saying happy birthday to you as well, Judah.
No, there's a direct happy birthday from me. Don't worry about
it.
Yeah.
Cindy, don't have to put that kind of people after the show. Y'all begging you.
Happy birthday, young king.
Yeah. We wish you all the best, Judah, and celebrate stuff.
Such a model, man. That's just crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this is where we are.
Nelson, please, man. 30 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, man, this coming weekend will be in Iowa for the United Bunker Association Convention, right? I'll be down there. You know, all my people in Iowa, y'all come and find your boy. Your boy will be down there.
I will be there. Do it.
Can I do my quick announcement, too?
I am coming with the
you're about to do that.
Oh, you coming? All right, there you go.
I am bringing the bunker the superintendent.
Oh, you bring the bunker? There you go. Oh, Runa, okay, who will be there? So, man, I tell you, man, to all our viewers here in the United States, please, if you are close, Minnesota, Indiana, wherever you at, man, come through this weekend. We'll be in Iowa, the United Bunker Association.
Oh, man.
Y'all want to pass Minnesota, let's go to Iowa.
They want to talk over empty cover, so she is making moves to start doing something from her.
Come on, Fasco, don't go here, my man.
Fasco,
so
don't go.
Shall we make your announcement? Yeah.
Don't go. But I have a really quick announcement to all the viewers. Safari Testify, which is a Christian platform where we get to use our power of testimonies to inspire, to encourage, to uplift, and to win souls to Jesus Christ. We are about to start a time of giveaway. I call it a time of blessing. It's going to start in August. August having to be my birth month. So it's an opportunity where our viewers get to win prizes. And it's starting the second Sunday in August. So it will be every second Sunday and fourth Sunday of the month. So I encourage all of you, if you are in Liberia, please do follow my platform. Nelson will be kind enough to kind of post it down here. But yeah, seriously, I would like to do a giveaway starting August and so forth. So you can win from a scratch card to a scholarship to bag of rice into some cash. So I'm looking forward to interact with all the viewers August, second Sunday of August and the fourth Sunday.
I have a question. It says scholarship. Are you paying for higher education too? Like, is it a full scholarship?
I'm
Yeah,
sorry?
I need money for my PhD program.
Who's scholarship for higher education, like master's program and stuff? You're paying for it, like.
Well, it depends. And I am believing in God that, once it starts, people are going to come to sponsor. This is something that I prayed about, so I know that we're going to have a lot of sponsors.
Okay, that would be good. We will be there.
Thank you, Shirley. Don't mind.
The way you're bringing all this most thing out, and my brother collect all your firefighter thing, and you're bringing your own inside too.
No, but Vasco, seriously, you say you're going to say your contribution for a smoke alarm.
I told you, I said, they fire like, bro.
I mean, look.
What your contribution, brother?
And President, my organization will give you our contribution.
That the president carry the fire.
Wait. A potential
Vasco,
people
who apologize for that?
say that again. Because our Vasco thing at CDC fly.
That fire.
Vasco. Now I want to listen to Sheriff Vasco talking about 3 days.
Princess, send me your cash. I am going to send you our contribution tonight.
See that?
I can't tell my phone number. It's on this.
Vasco, you on Vlad.
Okay, we'll do that tonight after the show, okay?
Shelly just told you, Francis. Shelly just told you that she will send our contribution. She said
our. She said her contribution. Not sending.
Shelly say again. Shelly, go ahead, sweetheart. Say again.
Yo, Sandy is coming in hard, yo.
Such a mess.
Sandy, you are pushing me to talk.
Don't talk anything here.
Yeah. No, Rudolph is the only person. Rudolph
Don't say fool.
Rudolph, you should talk.
Yeah, wash.
You better free me tonight before the people inside coming in my inbox. Talk, Rudolph.
Oh, Hipko
Vasco, they say, put your money where your mouth is. Put some money in the fire issue.
Fire, you're carrying the contribute. I don't get a fire there.
Put your money, Vasco, put your money where your mouth is. Talk too much. Where your money go out small.
I will say my own contribution.
My guys in Philadelphia. The men in Philadelphia are coming there next month. I'll see you.
The water not can do.
Me to where prepare for you. Me to Ray, Anthony, and who?
You know you are coming there.
I'll link up. I ran over the bridge.
Yeah.
The show time.
I'll link up. Vasco, where are you? You in Philly too?